Hello. I'm so sorry for keeping you all waiting. I do apologize. How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday. Hope everybody has had a great week. Thank you for your patience. I'm so sorry. Got a little caught up. Some busy things. Am I here? Let's make sure. Hey, Blissful. Okay, so I think I'm here. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I was trying to rush and yeah, I apologize. I know, I'm so sorry, Butter. I owe you all. I'm sorry. Okay. Yes, please do hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Pika. How's everybody doing today? I'm finally here. Yeah, apologies. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. What a funny word that is, isn't it? Yes, sirree. Good. Were you behaving? Well, you're here now. Tinkerbug with the 165 and Callie with the 154. I know, OG. Look at me. You had 11 hours and 59 minutes before I left. I'm sorry. Hey, Wah. What's up, girlfriend? I'm so sorry. That is an extremely long time to keep you all waiting. I think it was like 40 minutes. That's so rude. Wow, Charles, thank you so much. What have all you naughty children been up to? I've been pretty much missing the tubes. I've been pretty much offline. Enjoying some peacefulness. Two old crows, how you doing? Dude, it's like 90 degrees today. Isn't that crazy? I love it. I love it. I love this weather. Don't want it to leave. Let me see something though. Okay. We'll see what it is down the shore really quick. Yeah, that's crazy. It is hotter here. Of course it is. It's always the way it goes. See, they believe they found Travis Decker's remains yesterday. I did not. Did you guys see that rapper, David, that the young girl, first off, the girl that was found in his trunk was a 16-year-old girl, okay, 16 years old, and she had the matching shh tattoo. So the words SHH on her finger, the same spot as the rapper David, found deceased in his trunk. So apparently they just served a search warrant on his house. Looking for, evidence. Yeah, dude, this is insane. Hold on, let me show you. I couldn't believe how sad this is. It's so gross. So gross. And the fact, like I said, that he had the same tattoo.
We have an update right now on a disturbing story out of California, where Los Angeles police have identified badly decomposed human remains found inside of an impounded Tesla last week. Investigators say the car is registered to singer and songwriter David, who rose to fame with hits on TikTok. He was on tour when that body was found. A spokesperson says that he is fully cooperating with authorities. NBC News correspondent.
Wait, you guys are saying you heard 14, 15? Up to good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Grit and Grace, are you okay? Blink if you need help. Blinking excessively. Dogs over humans. Welcome. 13? Wait. Hold on. We got too many ages going on. We got 13 when she went missing last year. I think that would make her 14, if not 13. BTU says she died on her 15th birthday. She just turned 15 2nd of this month. We don't even have that's insane. We just had a YouTube baby. Baby boop. Thank you so much for being a member. Let's see if this mentions her age. Hold on.
Liz Kreutz joins us now from Los Angeles with more details. Liz, where do things stand right now?
Dang.
Yeah, Morgan. So a really sad update here. It's been over a week that investigators have now been trying to identify the body that was found inside this impounded Tesla here in Los Angeles. And authorities have now identified that person, and they say that it's a teenager who was inside that car. And they've identified this person as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas of Riverside County. And authorities have actually confirmed that this is a young woman whose family reported her missing last year. So she's been missing for over a year. She was 14 when she went missing.
Oh, gee, golly. Holy shit. So a quick Google says that who went missing last year when she was, it says that she's a 15-year-old who went missing last year when she was 13. So that doesn't really add up. But she was at the age of 15 when her body was found. Let me send myself the picture of her and him having the same Hushin tattoo. Like, so gross. So gross. Like he was keeping a dirty little secret with this teenager. What a scum. What a scum biscuit. Yeah, so she would have been almost 14 when she went missing. Unreal. So sad. Her poor family. What a scum. It's like, how did he even find this little girl?
The medical examiner's office says that this young woman was wearing a tube top, black leggings, a yellow metal chain bracelet, and stud earrings. She was described as having wavy black hair.
You know what's actually really crazy about it is that how horrible he did. Why would you keep this young girl in the trunk and then the car gets it's just the whole thing's horrific. It conflicts. There's conflicted answers. 13, 14. Probably 13 turning 14 and then lapsed it over, you know. My son thought it was funny he put an S in here. Lavender. Dang old kids. How did Mesh be in there all this time? I don't think the body's been in there that long. I think he's kept her hidden that long. And yeah. And what's crazy is he made that song Romantic Homicide where he literally says in the back of my trunk. So it's the whole thing's just disgusting. I wish I could find the tattoos they both had. Needless to say, right here. I can't find the image, won't send to myself, but it mentions it here too. The medical examiner said Rivas had a tattoo on her right index finger that said shh. And he does too. Oh, wait, here we go. It says follow the yellow brick road. I thought they said they're going to show that he has the tattoo too, but whatever, it doesn't. Clickbait. So yeah, that's all horrific, dude. This is odd though, because and a woman who identified herself as the girl's mother contacted the publication TMZ to say she believed the body was that of her daughter. Why are you contacting TMZ? That's a little odd. She was severe. I don't even want to read that. She appears to have been deceased inside the vehicle for an extended period of time. Does say he's cooperating with investigators, but who knows? Apparently, they just ran through his house. So we'll see what happens. TMZ contacted her from a tip for a friend. The article says that she contacted them to say, hey, I think that was my daughter. Her daughter's been missing since April last year. Yeah, I think this creep was likely hiding her out. Unbelievable. Hey, Jen. Maybe because she thinks the police won't do anything, she goes straight to them. Media. Oh, that's true. Okay. Media attention. I didn't think of it that way. Interesting things. There's actually an article that states there's a second body of female found in a different car lot, but no info or ID yet. In regards to him, Yins in regards to David, or just, conveniently enough, he was on tour when she was found. I'm sure he thought that would be an alibi of sorts. Oh, good thinking, Amber. Good thinking. Hey, Turtle Gums, good to see you. So I'm just, excuse me, I'm just debating. How do I get this off my... Good morning, Sherry. He was paying people to keep them quiet. I believe that. Day after another body was found in a different lot, TMC broke down in video how the contact was made. But no alibi if the car had been abandoned for a while, then impounded. Right. Kills his alibi. Hey, Roberta. All right, let me come over to YouTube side. So, trying to watch what I say. If they're romantically involved, why wouldn't she have been on tour with him? I suspect he was hiding her because she was a minor. That's what I think. His tour started August 5th. My theory, she died shortly before and just left her in the trunk. That's horrific. But, like, don't you think, like, these people that have, like, money and they're in, like, this rap world and all, don't you think they have better ways to dispose of things than that? He groomed since age 11. Where are you getting that from, Tessa? That's actually horrific. They were seeing each other since she was 13, from what I've read. How old is David? Let me see. How old is the creeper? 20 years old. He's 20. The smell, yeah. So the car lot smelled a horrible smell, called the police. They, looked, and boom. Thank you, guys. He's 20. 19 or 20. 20. Hey, Trixie. Yeah, it's all horrific. He actually got like popular because he wants to be famous making Fortnite videos. And he was trying to do the videos and upload them with musical background. And every time he was getting flagged for copyright. So apparently his mother said to him one day, hey, why don't you make your own music? And he said, yeah, what a great idea. He started making his own music, putting the music with the Fortnite videos, got himself attention, and then went and copyright his music so nobody else could use it too. Quite ironic, if you ask me. But that's where he's at. That's how he got to where he is. Yeah, he's not, hey, my favorite bee. I don't think he's very talented. Have you seen the Worst to Celeste song? No. I suppose we should look before I jump into. Because I ain't saying shit till the thumbs up get a little bit higher. You better hit those thumbs up. Let's see what his lyrics say. I know he has that weird song. So this is what it's like to not need weed to get me high. I love it when you hold me when you cry. Okay. I want to make Cupid suicidal. These are the kind of thoughts that cross my mind just because. But you only open up when you get high. If I had the money, I would buy us time just to get by, just to stay high. The girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice every time I take a breath. This is like twisted poetry. I don't want to buy your song. Get out my face. Ew. Neighbors actually smelled the car. That's why it was impounded. Was the car... So the car was at his house and then impounded? Is that what you're saying? Nope. I ain't saying nothing until the thumbs up or higher. It's not even... It's like mediocre. I mean, at one part, he even says, I digress. Afraid you only love me when undressed, but you look so damn gorgeous in that dress. Missing you so much makes me depressed, but I digress. Fucking weirdo shit is that. Hey, Jake House. He also sent weird posts to social media about pouring hot water on her when she wished a guy happy birthday. Really? Ew. I did an old school video and took it back. Did you, Turtle? Oh. It was like a block over, had Texas plates. I believe he's from Houston. Seems to be quite a pattern over there in good old Tennessee. Just when you start getting ready for work and remember that you have day off. Oh, I love that. Good morning, Sherry. A block and a half from his rented home. So they smell it. Okay. They contact the impound. Why didn't they contact the police? Doors of perception. How have you been? Super busy, obviously, like you said, but good to see you. Hey, Kelsey. The thumbs up has been smashed. Smack coming in with a baby. Push. Oh, man. You know, the pain of giving birth is unbelievable. It's so bad that you forget how bad it is because it's so bad. And the radio was left on in the car, too, playing a creepy soundbite over and over till it died. Really? Are these like conspiracies? Because that's just drawing attention. I can't imagine anybody draws attention to a vehicle with a deceased young girl in it. Oh, bless it. Good golly. Car was abandoned for a month street side. From what I understood, it was parked on a road, deemed abandoned, towed. Good morning, Mary fucking Poppins. Head into a meeting and wants to show some love. Thank you, RLA. Watching, driving in that nasty, what did you say? Hold on. Nasty Houston traffic. Marina girl. Thank you for being a member. Good morning to you. So, you broke your thumbnail or your thumb? Wait, I broke my thumbnail last night trying to wipe your ass, right? I mean, she called it. She said, how do you even wipe your ass? Do they know when she died? Do they know when she died? I'm sure the coroner's has an idea. Unless it's a Tesla and would show some kind of data. Right, that don't make much sense, right? Unless the neighbors are now saying things like that, which I could see happening. Pristine with 41 motherfucking months. Insane. Thank you. Thank you. And had been towed from Hollywood Hills for abandonment, was near a party spot, towed to an impound, and police smelt what was a deceased body. Shit. That's insane. Yeah, I don't think anybody can kind of miss that smell, right? The smell's pretty distinct. If you've ever smelled a deceased body, it's a smell you can never unsmell. In the Pines with 13 months, my favorite number. Thank you. Getting ready for the day with GW is the best. Oh, thank you. Good morning, Granny and Chat. I'll be driving listening. Dialysis day for hubby. Oh, and I'm thinking of you. It's unmistakable. Yeah. Hey, LaRue. Yep. Lindsay. Ugh. Good morning, Kimberly. Last seen 4/5/2024, age 13. She was a baby. What a creeper. Here, let's see something. Let's see. What a creep, dude. Oh, apparently. I mean, again, who knows if this is true, but singer David has song leaked with same name as girl found in his car with chillin' lyrics. Oh, her real name is Celeste. Which is why that lyrics to that song Celeste are creepier. Oh, I get it. Ew. You creepy creep. Granny, glad you're covering those. SF has pictures of the warrants in a car before impound if interested. Thank you, Shelby. I appreciate that. So yeah, this guy's a total creepster. Exactly what you'd expect. I mean, the fact that he has the lyrics, a song named after her with those type of lyrics, he fell in love with a minor. What a disgusting human. So SF posted the house where a search warrant was executed yesterday, near where the Tesla register to David was found. So it was found by the house, possibly leased by him or someone close to him. $20,000 per month lease. Wow. His manager refused to comment. And my good old Crocs dropped him from their new campaign. Oh, so this is where you guys are getting that whole... well, I don't know if this is where you're getting it from, but SF says it. But yeah, that's interesting. It's absolutely disgusting. Isn't odd? SF's contacted by Ellie before she was ID'd. Then TMZ takes off with the story and family. Why was SF contacted by Ellie? Where does it say that? They're saying this is Celeste. Celeste and David don't let me sleep. Is that her? Oh, dear golly. I just couldn't imagine. Hey, Kathy. Who are you talking about? Crying Michael. What's his name? Upchurch? My email? Oh, here's the picture. Finally came through. Say he has the tattoo on his finger. And so does she. Ugh. And does that look like it's her? I suppose it does. Yeah, it looks like her. All right, let me check my email. Hold on. I didn't get anything yet. Nothing yet. Oh, everything, Roughneck. Come on in. Take a seat. Hit the thumbs up. Grab a tea. I kind of wonder why a mom would allow a grown man to date her newly teen. I don't think the mom knew. Honestly, I don't think the mom knew. As I've said, he contacted Ellie because he is working another case. He wants to make sure the body wasn't who he was looking for. Okay, so Ellie didn't contact him. He contacted Ellie. Yeah. Yeah, so I was told that lawsuit, he lost I was told he actually won that lawsuit. So I don't really know the truth of it, but I do know apparently his attorney dropped him. Hey, Show, how are you? She ran away multiple times. Right. There's only so much the parents can do. She left school twice, her teacher said. Yes, horrible. Uncharming. Where have you been? Or did you change your name, Jenna, and your photo? 11 months. Kim coming in with the love you, Granny. Have a great day. You as well, Kim. Thank you. It was the second time she went missing. She went out with David the night she went missing, according to TMZ. Hate when parents let their kids do too much too soon. The parents knew? Ah, man. No, I thought Ickmill settled out. I'm pretty sure Ickmill said he settled out for an undisclosed amount. Kylie's dad and grandpa sticking to the lawsuit that was been years. Interesting. There's a video of the teacher talking about her in the class. Why is the teacher talking about her? So the mother has an idea of the last time she was seen alive? That's horrible. My prayers to the family. Listen, teenagers are difficult, right? It's not even necessarily that we let them do things. Sometimes, and we've all been teenagers, where there's a will, there's a way. And these kids are very resourceful and they're too grown and they think they know it all. And, I'm pretty sure the mother didn't allow it to happen. I don't know. Is that a little, what do you guys think? Do you think that's appropriate? For a teacher? For her? Was it her teacher or a teacher? I'm not too sure I'd be okay if my child's teacher, my deceased child's teacher, used my child's death as a talking point during class. I don't know. I don't know how I would feel about that. Yeah. Her teacher? Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to sit on that and think about how I would feel about it. Hey, Alexis. Right? I'm not the only one who thinks it's not appropriate. Thank you, B. Frank, because I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know if I would like that. I don't know. Yeah, Michael, it's interesting. I think a lot of these people out here better forewarn, because especially the litigious ones, they can certainly be sued. Yeah, but is it up to the teacher to take that type of lesson to her classmates? I mean, some of these kids may be grieving. They grew up with her, they know her, they're friends with her, and this teacher's going to use it as and as it because it's attached to a celebrity's name. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I think it's necessary or appropriate for the teacher to take that approach. I mean, again, I'd have to sit down and actually hear what the teacher said and all. Does anybody have it? If you do, email it to me. We'll listen to it. But I'm not too sure I think that's appropriate. I'm not too sure. Give me 1 second. Let me send a message. See if I can. I saw the clip on TMZ, and it seemed as though the teacher was trying to tell them how dangerous social media is. At the end, he said they met on social media. May have been healing if her friends, classmates brought it up. If my child's death saved another's, I'm okay with that. Yeah, if they have school counselors to handle that shit, you know what I mean? Hey, Loki's mom. My 13-year-old think they know everything. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't really blame the parents. He was speaking on dangers of the internet, but he went about it wrong. All right, we need to hear it. Hold on. Where can we find? You guys are saying TMZ. We need to hear it, and then we will jump into the fucking tea. Because apparently I'm hearing this teacher revealed there was some type of blackmail going on. So I'm going to use the first one that came up was in the rabbit hole. So I'm going to use hers.
I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ.
Put a one in the chat if you hear the sound.
What is she playing? TMZ? Hold on. Hold on just a second. Show me what he's done to you. All right. Why can't I find this? Okay. I know she is so cute. I love her. That's the teacher. Yeah. I want to find the actual video, not have to play somebody else's, but hey, Nelly.
Right here. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we allegedly.
It's hard to hear him. Something about this buster right here.
Right here. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we allegedly did this stuff.
Y'all don't hear it? Okay. Then let me download it real quick. Okay. Give me
no, girl, we hear it. Don't listen to the chat. We heard it.
1 second. Well, what? Oh, perfect. Craziness.
Hold up.
Thank you.
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up.
Hold on. That's her in my classroom. It's like fame seeking already. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know. I would be uncomfortable if it was my child, but thank goodness it isn't, right?
I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we allegedly did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Oh my goodness.
We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA.
He's saying all this as factual, right? Is it confirmed to be factual? The quickness in which he pulled up the photo too, right? Trippy Dead is like, oh, okay. And the class like, oh, can Ahmad put the iPhone membership link in chat? If they can't, I certainly can. Thank you for asking.
He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, that it was this rapper, that they were like blackmailing him, all of this stuff. And then
that they were like blackmailing him, all of this stuff.
I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces.
I mean, Jesus, golly, cut into pieces. This is a classmate you went to school with.
I know how they met. I feel like I just said it. Social media. Let me tell you another story. Hold on.
I get what people are saying. He's trying to teach the dangers of the internet, but there's a better way to go about it. I mean, that just to me, then it seemed very inappropriate. Almost like he was just fame seeking, if you ask me. But you know, I mean, he's talking like he knew this information. Why didn't you report it, teacher? Discuss school should be done by the school count. Right, that's the type of thing that you have a class seminar for. You send home permission slips with the students. Every parent knows if their child can handle something like that or not. They go into the gymnasium. They have a speaker, a public speaker that's professional in what they're saying. You know, there's a way to go about it. It was very careless too, wasn't it? I agree. It was like, we know her. Good morning, Ghostly. Almost like he is salivating over the details, like someone else we know who covers. Yeah. Why does this teacher have pictures of minor students in his phone? That's a good question. I wonder if he found it on her social media, if he had it readily available. I don't know. The kids already know it's all over the news. You always think that could never happen to me, but he's shown that it can, even in their own school. Yeah, I get the message, but LaRue, thank you for becoming a member. He seems excited about those graphic details. I don't know if he's like excited or he's trying to push enthusiasm to keep the kids engaged in it. You know, a lot of people, I don't know. Put a 1 in the chat if you find it to be appropriate. Put a 2 if you find it to be inappropriate. I'm curious where you all stand on it. Yeah, not like that, right, Megan? Those are all in the Reddit post. I see. Okay. Seems like majority feel it was inappropriate. Yeah, interesting. Megan's like shouting twos. That's what I was saying, MJ's life. I would absolutely have to see the video to even consider how I'd feel about it. Now let's see if there's anything else to the video, because I am being attacked by my cat as a way to get my attention. And she is distracting me. No, it did not come through. The kids are older, not younger kids. I know, but they're still kids, right? Like they're still what? 15? 14, 15? They're still kids. Detail about the cut into pieces. Right, and the way he said it. Let me see if there's more to it. I see that good old Rab. I love listening to Rab's channel. She comes out with great information. She plays it again.
Okay, hold up. I got another one. Hold up.
Again, we're gonna play it again, all right?
All right. We're with you, girl. Play it.
Hold up. That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
And how long ago was
this? We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, that it was this rapper, that they were like blackmailing him, all of this stuff. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces. You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media. Let me tell you another story. Hold on.
Yeah, the way he says, like, he was, in May of 2024, the students said what happened. Well, was that all reported to the police in May of 2024? I don't know. It's not appropriate or ethical for teachers to be talking to their students like this. I know. And a lot has changed, though, right? Like, I'll never forget my daughter calling me from high school, and you hear all the students in the background cursing. Their teachers have Instagram and social media, and they're kind of chopping it up with the students. And times have changed so much. Teachers are cursing, that students are cursing. It's not nearly what it used to be. And somebody else had a good point. How does he normally speak? Does he normally speak in that type of format? I don't know. But it is a sad reality. I just think it's a reality that's up to us as parents to teach our kids of. I mean, you can see why he's telling the kids this. Slightly inappropriate because it's graphic. But again, it may make that class question the perfect person they meet online. Yeah, I suppose. There's all types of ways to look at it, right? I felt like he was, yeah, same. Good morning, Marshall. But it sounds like he's trying to SR them, scare them straight, so to speak. Yeah. You wouldn't mind it, Sam? I wouldn't mind my child's teacher telling his class this. I would rather that my child be rightfully scared of me, stranger from social media, than end up in bits in someone's trunk. I mean, but is that really like the two options there? Like, either scare them shitless from social media or end up in somebody's trunk? You know what I mean? I don't know. T-Berry says, remember when the state troopers would bring a smashed car to school with the graphic pics about how a young person died in a car because of alcohol? Yeah. And they'd have actors, and then normally sometimes they'd have a speaker, which would be like the mother who lost her child in a car accident. But a lot of people argue that that's traumatizing, not in an appropriate way. Times are so different. You know what I mean? It's just so different. That's true, Chloe. It is something they have to teach about. Gold does with the 14 months. I'm thinking he knows how to speak with the kids, and the message is also very important. Yeah, it's true too. It just seemed a little like I don't know, a little more empathy towards the victim would have been nice. No, kids don't always listen to their teachers. They don't always listen to anybody. I don't think just because he said it, all the kids are now going to be like, oh, I wish more professionals talk more about social media. Yeah. Whenever something happens with Roblox, I tell my kids about it and remind them of the dangers that are very real. This teacher is making it real for them. It sinks in more when it's close to home. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they listen to parents or teachers. If a child doesn't care to listen to their parent, they certainly won't care to listen to the teacher. You know what I mean? And I just think the teacher could have done it a little bit differently. Classes about basic life skills, safety, and social media, right? They got rid of all that stuff in my kids' school, like home ed and wood workshop, and all. Touche, Amber. Honestly, I think in that setting, as traumatizing as it may feel, they have peers they can share that with and discuss it. Yeah. And what is the discussion? Bro, she went to our school. You know? Yeah. The body was cut into pieces. Kids don't listen to parents or teachers, but I think what he said was fair and more on their level. Yeah, I respect everybody's opinions on it. Yeah, they used to do mock crash things and all. Couldn't tell my daughter nothing, but them teachers could get through to her. That's awesome. It's a a teen wandering around Hollywood. My friends and I were approached every time by rich white old men in nice cars. Real talk. Yeah, I believe it. We got informed through our school district about the peeing on stuff social media trend. There's a trend of peeing on stuff. What the fuck is wrong with the internet? When I was in school, they used to park crash cars. Yeah. They also show smokers' lungs, just saying, and I still snuck out to smoke. I agree. They do see a lot of things because of social media, for sure. Is that a current trend to be peeing on shit? That's a little weird. That's a little freaking odd. Having an honest conversation is definitely less traumatic firsthand. Yeah. Seeing women give birth and child development. Do they even teach sex ed anymore? I don't know. I know in my kids' school, they do like just one thing about it. One like weird seminar where the boys go in one room, the girls in the other, and whatever. The girls come out with giant pads that were offered to them because that's not traumatizing. I'll tell you what is cool though. The fact that they now make teenage size menstrual products. Like how convenient is that? Anybody else remember walking around with like this giant ass thing hoping nobody could tell? Unless they're stung by a jellyfish. What if it's if it's a fetish, you like being peed on? I feel the parents should have to sign. Right, that's what I'm saying, but I might just be being a little sensitive, There is I don't think teens are fragile at all. I'm very aware of what my teens are aware of. Absolutely. We have Epstein-based sex ed. You learn about your own bodies. Yeah, that's same. I think that's how they do it here. Oh, I know, Gamers Cruising. Isn't that crazy? That guy that shot that poor child during Ding Dong Ditch. Oh my gosh. It was horrible. Peanut jeans. I know, they make thong panty liners too. Is that amazing? I don't like a golden shower, but if it's somebody else's thing and they like it, good on you. Oh, there's a lot of tea. There's a lot of tea. Remember as a teen, tampon boxes had slim enough for a virgin on them. No shit. Yo, I just bought a product off Amazon, and I didn't realize the third picture in says so easy, even a woman can do it. Like, you ballsy son of a bitches. Oh. Some people do, Clue. Don't be so judgmental. I raised wonderful children. I don't know how. Single mom, always in survival mode through my own addiction. I did 3 wonderful things in my life and now 3 grandchildren. That's awesome. Sounds suspicious. Good on you. Wings were the best invention ever. Now they actually have period. I don't even want to further discuss, but they do have period underwear now where you wear nothing. That's pretty bold. Hey, LK, good morning, girl next door. That teacher doesn't know what those students have experienced. I could trigger students emotionally. My daughter's dad was murdered, and this would be fucked up. I'm sorry to hear that, Favo. That's why they usually say, sign a waiver thing. But we don't know if he sought the parents' permission to have that talk. I know, Janice. Good morning, Half Pint. I just never adapted to thong life. It's not for me. Really? Yeah, sometimes you just feel like unwrapping them to put them. I agree. A lot of those kids knew some even being paid not to talk. Kids are being paid. Oh, you're saying like he was paying the kids off not to talk? Well, they probably thought it was cool. I thought it was so cool when I was hanging out with Philly rappers as a teenager. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, I'm with rappers that are on the radio, not realizing the dangers and how gross it was to be a teenager hanging out. The workshop teacher had 2 missing fingers, and yes, he lost them when cutting wood with circular saw or something. Well, that's a great way to get kids to feel comfortable with the machinery, huh? KB, good morning. I saw the camel toe stick-on thing on Amazon. I thought, wow, I have used a panty liner for that for decades. You guys are crazy. They make stuff for everything. Today, social media is a major part of kids' life, and I think there should be a class teaching the dangers that can happen and how to be safe online. Yeah. I agree. It was dropped on her birthday, and she was 11. Ew. Was he like a neighbor to her? How'd he meet her? Maybe I do, Ellie. Maybe I don't. Pistol Amy, me too. At 33, the stuff my teen girls ask for shocked me. Like, yeah, like those stickers they put on their face for pimples now. We used to have to die when we had a pimple and beg not to go to school. And now they walk around with stars on their faces. A disc. They have a disc now. I've heard stuff about Discord. Yeah, I don't like Discord. I don't even know how to work Discord. They met online. Those period cuts make you feel you're dying. Like, how's there so much and I'm still breathing? I've never used. Oof. My shop teacher smoked and cussed. He also had a, yeah, back in the day, weren't they all just smoking in schools and all? Right, Lisa? I agree. They met through Discord. Interesting. My sons asked me about this case yesterday. They said they would rather know the truth because the avoidance of truth can be harmful as well. It's a smart kid. Smart kid. Did he say that? Because the avoidance of truth can be harmful as well? We used to have to die when we had a pimple. Right. That's what I'm saying. It was just the end of the world. Our shop teacher had to grow a beard because he had a pot leaf tattooed on his face. We has a teacher smokers lounge in my middle school. Yeah, our high school had a smokers lounge. They just filled it in actually like 2 years back. Well, if you had a face full of pimples, forget about it. Loki's mom's teachers were getting drunk. My driver ed teacher at Springfield High School was always drunk. No way. That's a bit concerning. Took me a bit to figure out why these youngins had Q stars all over their faces. Yeah, they're hiding. They're hiding it. Teachers can teach, but parents have to follow through with internet. Yeah. Yep. We used to smoke pot with our English teacher. Interesting. My one time I got in trouble in high school. High school got caught with a bunch smoking out in the yard at lunchtime. Used to drive him to the local Walmart and we would wait in the parking lot for forever. Finally found out he was having an affair with a lady working there. No way. Come on, tell us. I must have been a weird teen. I never got pimples, but I would use, I don't know what that is, because all the other girls would. 1978, Mr. Blue. 1978. I just found I got all my grandmom and my grandfather saved all, I guess their parents saved all of their report cards, all of their yearbooks, all of that. So I have like yearbooks from like 52, 53, 54 and report cards. And the report cards are like so interesting because each teacher writes out like all types of stuff on them. It's just really amazing. It's amazing how much times have changed. I was the local go-to at school. You was the dealer? You turned 60 last week, old like a tree. So blessing. If only we could go back to time where a child's biggest worry was going to school with a sit. I agree. What's sad about social media is that kids get bullied on school and when they leave school. There's no escaping it. What is this? Hold on. What the freak? How'd that even happen? Hold on. How can that be? So look, is this weird to anybody else? So if you go over here, see this thumbnail? Oh, excuse me. I don't know why. I have to cough every time I go live. Anyway, see this thumbnail? How weird is this? So it says this member team found, it's like an updated thumbnail, but when you click it, it's a video that's been uploaded for a year. Is YouTube getting in on the clickbait off this tragedy? That's so bizarre. I've never seen nothing like that. I was definitely a jock. I'm actually glad in many ways I grew up with no cell phone. Yeah, we used to have fucking fun. Could try harder if I wasn't diagnosed with dyspraxia and dyslexia. Holy shit. I passed calculus in high school with an A because teacher was having an affair with another math teacher, and he spent all his time in a lounge with her. He gave all his classes A's all year. Excuse me. They probably changed it recently. Yeah, they're trying to get in. Do you guys see? Do you guys see that Nick, the head, is claiming that he is turning point? Like, how? First off, you've aged out, bro. You're like in your 30s. How bizarre is that? Like, there's some people that just try everything to hit the search. What is this? The search engine. All right, so the school sent out a message about that teacher's about the teacher's speech. So it says, "Good morning, parents and staff. We are aware of a screenshot being shared from a TikTok video designating an upcoming strike on Joplin High School. Upon investigating, this is part of a recent trend to capture images and or videos of students urinating. Oh, this is about the urination on the exterior of a local school building. Is not a reference to a planned threat of violence." I see. This is from your child's school about the trend to pee on things. Yeah, I'm so glad that has not started trending in my area. Holy gross shit. Yeah, absolutely agree. You know, I have a really good feeling these next couple of weeks are going to be an amazing couple of weeks. And I do mean amazing. Just a feeling in my soul that justice is about to be met. Just a feeling in my soul that litigious and frivolous motherfuckers are about to learn.
What? Hold up. That's her in my classroom.
Oh my God, that's her.
That's her.
Stay high.
In my classroom.
Hey, so it's actually a mod since 2023. Time, yes, they let minors be what I want to do. And Discord. Okay, so this Discord mod that was going to dox me and give my address out. At the time, I was 16, so I was pretty scared they was going to do it, so I never said anything till now. David also had a relationship with me as well. Not anything sexually, but every time him and Celeste got into it, he would come into my DMs to try to cheer him up. I'm 18 as of right now, and nobody tried to listen to me, but he definitely did it, and he's most likely going to end himself or go into a mental institution. Her family also plays a part in this because he did give them hush money. Her mom was illegal, so I think she was scared that if she says something, he would get her out of the country. Oh, wow. That's horrible. I got a feeling inside my soul. Gold dust just sent $20. I'm here for the justice, Granny. Yeah, waited too long. Can I get an amen? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. See, here's the problem I've realized with people, right? People are very, excuse me. People are very short-sighted, right? They're short-sighted. And they don't think of the long-term effects of their current actions. And instead, they try to make people pay for certain situations, current situations, without thinking of what the future holds for them. In this case, as you all know, we got two futures. Sorry, I had to make sure that wasn't an alert to be like, shut up. But as you guys are aware, I am currently, at current time, in two active litigations. One pertaining to insanely gross allegations of RICO and all types of other stuff. The other one pertaining to alleged defamation, which we know never happened. At the end of the day, we are waiting for this appeal process to either go through or be quashed. But it ain't over. It's close to being over, but it ain't over. See, people think that they can take what they say and do on the internet and they can twist it and they can make it appear as if it's something it isn't. Like, I don't know, saying DV records were confidential. when they were readily available via a FOIA request, right? Good morning, Kay. It's almost like Sebastian's a box of mac and cheese, another product that Nick attaches trending topics to so he can sell it. Right. I agree. You know, I couldn't help but notice that somebody pointed out to me that Nick's been back and forth in conversations on different posts and everything. And in some of them, you know, he's responding to senators and stuff, but nothing about Sebastian. So what we hear, what I'm aware of happening, exactly, Loki's mom. Exactly. See, what is defamatory and what isn't, right? But I guess when you misrepresent facts, which we know these people have no problem doing in a court of law, they have no problem committing perjury, they don't expect to ever be held accountable for that. And one thing I've learned being thrown in this frivolous litigation for, you know, over a year and a half now is a lot of legal talk. I've learned a lot of legal talk. So much so that I'm confident when I say certain things. Because I don't have a back alley attorney or a, what was the other term they used for them? But and not a free attorney either. Not a free attorney. But a damn good one. And he's taught me a lot. He didn't just fill out paperwork for me. I didn't just sign something without looking into what I was signing. I was educated on the things that I was talking about or put my signature onto, because I saw somebody the other day make a comment. And the comment was, Brittany didn't write anything. She just signed it. Well, if we went off your logic, then she committed perjury because she put in declarations that were not her own. She just signed it, right? And you can't really just sign things. You either you wrote it and you meant it or you didn't. Either way, it leads to where we're at. Now, we all know that the judge in PA agreed that the litigation was frivolous, right? We all know that. And although somebody wants to keep claiming that the backlash that they are receiving is due to the fact that they joined on a frivolous litigation, I will successfully argue otherwise. Because the people themselves have told you why they speak on you. Now, did you bring more attention to yourself, attaching your name to the highly publicized disappearance of Sebastian Rogers? Yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. When you do that, not only are you already a limited purpose public figure, but you make yourself a limited purpose public figure attached to public concerns, which is why the judge in PA agreed that the litigation was a slap suit. It was nothing but to free and chill my free speech. Nothing but to, silence and chill my free speech. What, she was telling people to read the filing? Nonsense. What does that even mean? Why would everybody else have to read the filing the last 2 days? Has she read the filing the last 2 days? Or any days? I don't even understand that. Why would she say that? Welcome, MJ's Life. Welcome back, my friend. Interesting. It's been misrepresented. Now she's going to lie further on that. Okay. In what aspect has it been misrepresented? In what aspect? She claims she can't read the ruling by the judge to her audience because of the appeal. Okay. We have rewritten the actual history is what she's claiming. Okay. Good morning, Lurker. That's interesting. Interesting things to claim. Interesting things to claim. Right. Agent 99. She's acting like it wasn't frivolous. The courts agreed. The courts agreed. So here's the thing, right? She can say it wasn't frivolous, but the courts agreed it was frivolous. They agreed by it, hence the slap suit. So when she's trying to act like she's receiving backlash off that basis, and And it's not true that you can't read the judge's ruling because of the appeal. That's simply not fucking true. What would have been true is that you shouldn't have been mentioning me the moment you signed that declaration and put it into PA courts. That's what you should have done. You should have stopped speaking about me that day forward. But the fact that you continue to speak on me up until even yesterday, using a woman who actually did the FOIA request for your DV reports and much other things, Racken. See, you wrote a post as if I've done all those things to you, but I have you in my messages telling me the people have done those things to you. So don't sit here. And you thanked me for treating you like a human, but I digress on that. It is what it is. But you don't get to keep mentioning me every single day, even after filing litigation and threats to file future litigation. She does, Shelby, because she's not the smartest, and that's okay. I expect nothing else. She should speak to an actual attorney about her declaration. She seems to think she just wrote a supporting letter to their case. Wow. Why won't she just FOIA the FOIA? We have proof of the FOIA. The person sent it. It's right there. I agree she was, Peekaboo. I absolutely agree she was. So instead, I spoke to my attorney. And the fact that people believe her lies so easily is a bit concerning. But I agree, Loki's mom. I absolutely agree. And then coming out with this like victimhood and trying to put that on me, I'm not having it. How many times, and I'm being dead serious right now, how many times have you all heard me say, I don't think Brittany should be restreamed every day? She said again yesterday that you were the one that doxed her, right? Yeah, that's why Brittany's going to be countersued the fuck out of. I was the one that doxed her. Okay. You doxed yourself with this litigation, but okay. She's saying y'all had that for a long time, but Racken was used for a fall guy. Interesting. Interesting. Weird. Especially when the messages are right there. I have said that, right, Andrea, Mom? Okay. Have you heard me speak out about somebody driving past Brittany's house? Exactly. And guess what, MJ's life? I got proof to the contrary. I got proof that everything Brittany blames me for is actually due to Brittany's actions, and that because of those actions, she is now inciting hate against me. So that's interesting. But I do need to put you guys on a quick hold just for 1 second while I make sure I can show you something. Give me just a moment. Let's see. Do I care to be demonetized today? Do I care to be demonetized? Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do it. We don't care. We can cut it out later. But I do need to put you all on a quick hold. And what better way to do it? Yeah, that's the point, Lisa. That's the point. So she hit her own bullying streams right when she decided to get an attorney. Wonder if she knows what all BJ has done and said, like accusing Granny of scamming, having wars, defamation per se. No, I don't think Brittany understands the actual legal terms and what she spews, right? And I don't think she understands that there are actions to be taken. Now, we all know, because Craig has made it very crystal clear that their intent is not to follow through with actual litigation, but instead to send it off to Team YouTube, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard them make it very clear what their intent is. If you heard them say that the reason they are doing whatever they're doing is to simply have channels removed. I don't think she realizes it in the Pines because 1, she can still be countersued, and 2, we still have to go back before the judge for punitive damages. And all of this will be presented to the judge. All of it. Every last bit of it. She said that as well, Liza. I don't know. No comprehension. If you're going to come on a public platform, you should at least be educated on whatever you're speaking on. We can tell who's not. Why isn't the YouTube at night meeting within the next 2 weeks or something? Isn't YouTube at night meeting? Yeah, please. She's mentioned me a lot in court and in course the past 2 days as well when I haven't been live. No, MJ's life. I never took up a fund to take Brittany to court prior to the RICO. Never. Are they back? Just block them. Actually, I'm glad they're listening. Listen in. Listen in. So I put together what is a timeline of events. Timeline of events. In early 2024, Brittany Jackson voluntarily joins as a plaintiff in litigation surrounding the highly publicized disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. She publicly accuses multiple YouTube creators of operating a RICO enterprise, making herself a limited purpose public figure. By mid-2024, I and other creators lawfully discussed the lawsuit and its claims on our channels, relying on public court filings and matters of public concern. Brittany Jackson begins making, repeated public statements about me and other creators, escalating tensions and targeting my reputation further. By late 2024, late 2024, litigation is filed against me and others in Pennsylvania. I successfully defend against the claims to prevail in an anti-SLAPP motion, with the court finding the claims frivolous. The ruling remains in effect while on appeal. Early 2025, despite my legal victory, Brittany Jackson continues to make public statements about me. I request that she stop, but the conduct continues. September 2025, I received a cease and desist letter from Brittany Jackson's counsel alleging I published confidential records, false, engaged in harassment, false, and made threats, false. The letter indicates an intent to pressure Team YouTube to remove my channel rather than pursue legitimate litigation. Present. I've issued a formal legal response disputing all allegations, objecting to improper jurisdiction in North Carolina, and warning against business interference and harassment. This timeline is submitted to document a pattern of harassment, retaliation, and misuse of legal threats intended to interfere with my business and suppress lawful speech. Here's my response, which has been mailed off to and emailed to Brittany's attorney. I'm in receipt of your cease and desist letter dated September 10th, 2025, and overnight mailed on September 18th, 2025. The claims and allegations contained thereto are empathetically denied. For your edification, your C&D misstate facts and law throughout your imperious missive. More specifically, your allegations of publishing confidential domestic abuse records, engaging in cyber harassment, and making threats towards Brittany's moderators are strictly denied. Shall you further action, you and your client will face a counteraction, and once terminated in my favor, your client will face another malicious prosecution action. Publication of public records. The materials you reference as confidential records were obtained lawfully through a Freedom of Information Act request and were not subject to any confidentiality, order, protective order, or statutory restriction on disclosure. The records are public by law, and any publication would be protected speech under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Contrary to your claim, North Carolina does not recognize public disclosure of private facts as actionable tort. Doing so would conflict with First Amendment protections. Even if this analysis is incorrect, the onus of responsibility falls on the police department that released that information under the FOIA or the actual requesting party, to which I am neither. I am neither. Matter of fact, she forgave the one. Allegations of cyber harassment. Any online commentary regarding this matter consists of constitutionally protected opinion and fair comment on a matter of public concern. A court in Pennsylvania has already determined your client is at minimum a limited public figure. Your claims of targeted harassment, stalking, or unlawful behavior as defined under applicable state or federal law lacks merit. Allegations of threats. At no time were threats explicit or implicit made towards Brittany's moderators or any parties. These allegations are entirely baseless and unsupported. Defamation clarification. Your allegations concerning defamatory statements are strictly denied. Any statements consist of favorable facts and constitutionally protected opinions on matters of public concern, which are not actionable. Under applicable defamation law, such statements do not meet the legal threshold for defamation because they are either true, substantially true, or protected opinion. Not only that, but a lot of the two of the comments made were not made by me anyhow. 5, public figure, limited public figure status. Your client, as stated herein, is considered a limited purpose public figure by operating a YouTube channel, voluntarily thrusting herself into a public controversy by joining as a plaintiff in litigation related to the highly publicized case of missing child Sebastian Rogers, and by publicly accusing multiple YouTube creators of operating a RICO enterprise. Her claims thereto were rebuked in toto by a court she sought relief. Just as important, this court, as stated, found your clients be, at a minimum, a limited public figure. You should be well aware any public commentary on your client's actions and statements is constitutionally protected speech. Your claim that I am responsible for others discussing her is false and therefore lacks any merit. To the contrary, your client's own public actions and controversial decisions are what draw public attention. Given your client's status as a limited purpose public figure and the court in Pennsylvania's prior finding that her litigation she joined because, quote, it was free, was deemed frivolous. These further legal threats are not only an attempt to mitigate the damages she will owe jointly and severally with her other co-defendants, but a continued attempt to chill free speech. Your client's continued conduct may constitute abuse of process and/or harassment. She just don't learn, okay? Client's conduct. Make no mistake, your client has repeatedly engaged in conduct that I believe to be harassing, defamatory, and retaliatory. She continues to make public statements about me despite the litigation she saw in Pennsylvania, my prior request that she cease doing so, and my many attempts at a peaceful resolution. And instead of de-escalating, she has escalated the situation by sending a cease and desist letter. This pattern of behavior strengthens my belief these are actions intended to intimidate and silence me rather than resolve any legitimate dispute. Improper use of threats to interfere with business. Has been made clear by your client, her boyfriend, Roger Craig Black, that her intention is not to pursue litigation to its conclusion, but rather use the threat of litigation as leverage to submit complaints to Team YouTube. If your client proceeds with such actions, please be advised all available legal remedies will be pursued against her and your office for any further conduct. Perhaps you should get a hold of the opinion and the order of Pennsylvania court where your client will be paying attorney fees for her conduct. Note, she also has to address a pending motion for punitive damages. Pending litigation. Again, in Pennsylvania, your client's claims were dismissed via my anti-SLAPP motion. Although your client and her cohorts appealed the Pennsylvania court's decision, the court's ruling stands at this time, underscoring clearly that my speech is protected as a matter of law. Retaliation concerns. Given the words of your client and her partner, Roger Black, the timing and content of your C&D letter, without a doubt, is retaliatory in nature and directly connected to the Pennsylvania litigation in which I prevailed. Your client can continue jurisdiction hopping, seeking someone to listen to frivolous nonsense in an effort to silence my free speech. Your efforts will prove futile and subject your client to even more damages awarded against her. Accordingly, your demands are rejected. In the interim, the exercise of my lawful rights on matters of public concern and based on the words and conduct that your limited public figure client makes public via her YouTube channel are reserved herein. Most importantly, my rights are reserved to defend against your client's continued false accusations she continues to spew, including on the date the cease and desist was received. That said, if you possess evidence supporting her claims that counter the above, kindly provide same for my review. Finally, this letter is not intended as a complete statement of my rights, remedies, or defenses, all which are expressly reserved. I'll fucking go in for PA second and third. Hell yeah. So I sent that. I also made sure this went to YouTube Legal. Oh, here you go, Brittany. In case your attorney's anything like Lasniak, I'll go ahead and inform you now. Formal legal notice, torturous interference, harassment, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Dear Miss Jackson, this letter serves as a formal legal notice regarding your conduct toward me and my business interests. It has come to my attention that you have stated your intention to use the threat of litigation not to resolve legitimate claims through the courts, but to submit complaints to Team YouTube in an attempt to have our channels and related business operations removed. Such conduct, if carried out, constitutes tortious interference with business relationships and contracts, harassment, and may rise to the level of intentional infliction of emotional stress. These actions are unlawful and will not be tolerated. Please be advised that if you proceed with efforts to interfere with my business operations, my online platforms, or my contractual relationships with third parties, I will pursue all legal remedies available, including but not limited to filing claims for tortious interference with business relations and contracts, filing claims for harassment and abuse of process, filing claims for intentional infliction of emotional stress, seeking injunctive relief, damages, and recovery of attorney fees. This letter is intended to give you notice that your actions are being documented, and any further interference or harassment will be introduced as evidence in ongoing and future litigation. I demand that you immediately cease and desist from any conduct intended to interfere with my business relationships, reputation, or lawful exercise of free speech. This letter is not a complete statement of my rights, remedies, or defenses, all of which are expressly reserved. I've had about 5 lawyers in 2 fucking years. I'm not doing this with you. You're not going to one by one file frivolous litigation against me and your collective states and think that I'm going to bow over. And make no mistake, it is frivolous. You know why? Because you don't get to send me a cease and desist and then speak about me all fucking weekend or week. That's why. Now, I offered several times now for this to stop. You don't want it to stop. Make no mistake, I say that with confidence. You don't want it to stop. Because if you did, you would stop. Now, what you did do is you added to my PA punitive damages, my upcoming countersuit, and just walked yourself into more litigation in Pennsylvania. When you lied to your attorney and you stated that those documents were confidential, you lied. They are not confidential. And a quick Google would have told you that. You also once again accuse me of crimes I have not committed. None of your personal identifying information that would constitute invasion of privacy were released via my live stream at all. None. As I stated in my response, if anything was done illegally, you would have to pursue either the police station that released it or the person that requested it. You won't be able to come after me for that. And you should tell your attorney the truth. You should tell your attorney the truth about that, Brittany. Oh, it makes me so angry. Absolutely, Kenna. That lawyer can go after her for lying to them. I don't know, straight talker. She makes money when she falsely claims she's being attacked, then claiming she's counterattacks. She's a fool to think that what she does has legal merit. No, there's this clean hand clause and she doesn't have it, right? She doesn't have it. I'm tired of being targeted when I have explicitly spoken out about the things that are being done. She can present to her attorney that I maliciously released a domestic violence report, but I can prove that it was not malicious, that it's your own quote unquote new friend that actually presented it, and that I ended it. The same way you went with the argument that my medical records were already out there, which actually is an invasion of privacy, in case you're unaware. I'm fully aware. Your record was already out there as well. And you admitted that you knew as much the other night. And it has nothing to do with me. It has all to do with your online appearances. I've repeatedly asked that you stop. I've repeatedly made arrangements for it to stop, offered for it to stop. And here I am for the past 2-3 days, your main topic, despite sending a C&D. What's amazing is nowhere in that C&D does it say anything about CPS, child trafficking, wellness checks. None of the things you have so boldly came out on the internet and blames me for, which are defamation, defamatory statements, ironically, once again, in legal documents or threats of legal prosecution, you have not mentioned those things. Just like your declarations in PA and the cease and desist. Now, as you are fully aware, and your attorney is now fully aware, my free speech won't be chilled. It won't be chilled. I don't think, I know, and that's why I sent this to Team YouTube, because I know her intent is not to actually follow through with litigation, but instead to send this off to Team YouTube. She sure did, and I have that. No, I did not do a stream about a child abuse case, and nor would I ever. No. But the attorney also lied, in my opinion, maybe unknowingly, but he stated, North Carolina law recognizes public disclosure of private facts and intrusion upon seclusion as actionable torts, when they in fact do not. Does anybody want to guess why they do not? Take a wild guess while I pull up the answer for you. Because of First Amendments. Because of First Amendments. No, North Carolina does not recognize the tort of public disclosure of private facts. The North Carolina Supreme Court rejected this tort in the case of Hall First Post due to concerns that it conflicts with First Amendment protections of free speech and the press, particularly when disclosed information is truthful. While North Carolina recognized some invasion of privacy torts, such as intrusion upon seclusion and appropriation of name of likeliness, it specifically declines to impose liability for public disclosure of private facts. First Amendment concerns. Now, when we go over to what is intrusion of private affairs, it's when the defendant intentionally intruded upon the plaintiff's seclusion or private concerns. Intentionally. The intrusion would be highly offensive to a reasonable person. Kind of like pulling up somebody's medical records. I don't know. Kind of like that. Anyhow, one glance at what happens, anybody can see that I did not do that intentionally. Give me 1 second. I want to see something. Give me 1 second. Oh, okay. So let's go over to that one. Can I face intrusion upon seclusion for public records requests? No, you cannot. Because public records requests, the information you seek is already considered public. There's no reasonable expectation of privacy for that information. Since public records are not private, a person cannot have a reasonable expectation of privacy regarding them. And therefore, accessing them through a public records request does not constitute invasion of privacy. The core of intrusion upon seclusion is the invasion of private affairs or seclusions. Public records, by definition, are not private. They're available to the public. A person must have an objectively reasonable expectation of privacy in a matter intruded upon. For public records, the government agency has already determined that this expectation does not exist, or the information would be exempt. No, you are not intruded on a person's solitude or seclusion when you are requesting information that is already of public record. We can all meet here when GW wins. Thank you, Gary. Hopefully this doesn't have to become bigger, but it also doesn't have to resort in my channel being removed, because my offer remains the same as it always have. You stop speaking on me, I stop speaking on you. Now, I couldn't help but notice in a lot of this, give me just 1 second to grab. Hold on. In a lot of this, the information simply wasn't true. It was either misquoted, somebody else's quote, but all of it, ironically, goes around the DV report. Is that interesting to anybody else? That it all goes around the DV report that landed in my lap, that continued to be read after I asked that it stop. The C&D is voice and she keeps talking on you. That's how I feel, which is why I made sure her attorney knew that she was speaking on me. Matter of fact, I also went back and, for my edification and his, added in, as far as threats go, here's your client's partner waving around a pistol while threatening us. Kim, thank you. Did she follow against Rack? And also, of course not. They're friendly. Of course not. You think this came? You think with me this came from ChatGPT? I got an attorney in PA. I got an attorney in Oklahoma. I can assure you, my information is not ChatGPT'd. I can assure you of that. One thing in here is statement suggesting Miss Jackson deserved abuse. You expressly agreed with or minimized abuse directed at Miss Jackson, including respondent's commentary that if her partner assaulted her, that's on her and she deserves it. Now, that's not quite the way it went, but that also is not defamatory. These remarks not only false, but also reckless, malicious, designed to subject Miss Jackson to public hatred, contempt, and ridicule. That's false. It's absolutely false. I did not even know that some of these people were BJ's moderators. You know why? Because I don't watch her channel. Oh, I know. We downloaded all of it. My attorney has it listened in. Matter of fact, everything since she filed in Pennsylvania has been properly kept, filed, foldered for evidential value. Now, my response back to her attorney will be the same as my response back to Brittany, which is you remove and stop immediately speaking on me. Remove any and all live streams, community posts, videos, and shorts and comments related to me. And I do the same. I do too, Vicky. More now than ever. More now than ever. I personally feel any attempt going forward is done. This is my opinion based off what I've heard, that this isn't done with the intent of actually seeking out litigation in a courtroom, but more done with the intent to send it to Team YouTube, as I mentioned, back to her attorney as well as Team YouTube, because I sent this all forth. I CC'd Team YouTube in with these emails so that they're aware of what's going on, along with a timeline and a letter back to Brittany to immediately stop herself. She will also receive copies via her attorney in the mail. And that's it. She is now on formal legal notice as well that if my channel goes down, I will pursue it in every format possible. I have a right to free speech the same way she does. The same way, as of the date of receiving the C&D, you continue to speak on me. I know, which is why I said to her attorney, she has escalated the situation instead of de-escalating it. You haven't asked everyone to start with BJ mentions coverage. I keep saying that you have asked everyone to start with BJ mentions coverage, reference, hate watching forever. And she says otherwise, while also saying you were trying to help her is messing with her bag. Right, because she said when I asked people to stop going in Brittany's and talking about her and blah, 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 she said that I'm messing up her income. So you can't win when it comes to somebody like Brittany. But I have certainly repeatedly asked, but I'm not responsible for people to stop. Now, what I do realize is that Brittany wanted this to be done, okay? There's no doubt in my mind, Brittany was waiting to see who would be the first to mention they received one, because in my opinion, all of this to Brittany is a game, which is why she's already watching, making a community post. No, here's the thing, Brittany. I don't know who told. Let me make sure before I say this. Let me make sure. So on this date, September 19th, Brittany has been served. Brittany has been served. Right. The C&D is about something that happened after her fundraiser started. Again, it says nothing about child services or any of the other public claims she has put on me. Okay. She has blamed me for her kids being on Kiwi Farms, which I am unaware of. She has blamed me, and they were never on, by the way. What she said was leading to them being trafficked. Okay. She has acted like I'm the reason people are contacting CPS on her, which also is not true, which is why it's not in that. But all of these things are, guess what? Does anybody in the audience want to guess what those things actually are called? Anybody wild guessed what they're actually called? They're actual defamatory statements and incitement of hate. And they have been well documented, as well as me stating publicly several times to stop. To stop claiming I am doing these things. To acknowledge that I've spoken out about things being done to you. But you won't stop. When a person brings their personal life business onto a public platform, the intrusion claims fall flat due to the seed being planted. These issues may now be open to further investigation by listener or audience, right? And as the PA court said, she is a limited purpose public figure. I did, are you nuts? I got all of it. And I am fully prepared to follow through all the way through. I don't know if anybody else is, but I'm speaking for myself. I'm served. I'm telling you all I'm served. And guess what? I'm telling you all Brittany's also served. Brittany's also served. And the fact that you knew that service was going out, yet you continue to speak on me, is exactly why nothing is stopping. She knew everyone was served and talked all that yesterday. Exactly, ballpark mama. So guess who got a copy of that? Guess who got a copy of that? Let me also show you all. Also, in regards to threats, here's a video of your client's partner threatening me while waving recklessly around a pistol. Just so they know, this is what you're opening the door to. You would think, Joanne, just like I would have thought when she filed in PA that she was terrified of me, she would have stopped right then and there, right? But she didn't. Because the fact of the matter is, this is what she wants. And she will never stop. And I've been saying this to all of you for fucking years. She loves, in my opinion, having this type of content, which is why I've repeatedly asked that people stop. Oh, fuck her. Denying what's been done to her. Shut the fuck up. I don't have to acknowledge what's being done to you. I don't have to care. I don't have to speak against it or for it. I'm not responsible for you. What doesn't she understand about that? What part of that does she not comprehend that she is not my responsibility and what others are doing to her is not my responsibility? And there's no way you can make it my responsibility in a courtroom. It's unbelievable. I don't have to care what's happening to you. It's unreal that she doesn't comprehend that. You are not my business. I am not your business. Go your own way. I go my own way, and I'll see you in PA. Why isn't that good enough? Do you know, just sitting there saying things like, oh, I'm throwing up, I can't sleep. None of that is good enough in a courtroom. And now it makes so much sense why she was so amped up about none of your Joes and not speaking on a history between you and her. Yeah, I'll speak on it myself, and I'll speak on what they know of her too. See, I don't have to care what is happening. I don't have to speak against it. I don't speak for it. At the end of the day, we are two adults. And I was not online. I was not speaking about her, but yet she went live for 2 days in a row after knowing that she served CMDs and she spoke on me. She is also using a community post and now involved Bracken to potentially be subpoenaed whatever comes forward from this as a validation. But I love when she does that because you did the same thing with Angela until Angela turned on you. Then you told everybody what a piece of shit, lying, manipulative person she is. Do you think that Bracken was out here FOIA requesting you and making videos against you and in every Crater CM's talking about you, but now suddenly likes you? I mean, wake up. You're digging your own holes with all of this. I have been more than patient and kind in my advice to Brittany, whether she takes it or not. You are literally allowing yourself and your home life and your personal life, in my opinion, to deteriorate. For what reason? I won't speak about you if you don't speak about me. But again, I wasn't even live and you're going on and on about me after serving me as C&D. You know the way YouTube works. You know that you are a limited purpose public figure. You know that you have personally impacted my life with a litigation that gives me free reign to speak on it whenever I want. And that I have a right to my speech. None of the statements written in this cease and desist are defamatory. It will go the same way PA went. And I won't just lay back and take it so you can take my channel away. I literally have a clip, okay? And I'll pull it up and I'll make it a video. Okay? And in the clip, I said to Brittany, I don't speak on you, but you've spoken on me at least every single day for the past 30 days. Do you know what her response was? Yeah. Finally, she admitted it. Yeah. So, exactly. And that's what I want people to understand. Her intention is not to go to court. Her intention is to send this to Team YouTube, so I got ahead of it and I sent it over to YouTube Legal myself, making them fully aware of everything going on. I will also be sending it off to the PA judge as well. Thank you, Elizabeth. I needed to see it for myself. I gave Brittany a chance to prove GW wrong. It didn't happen. Is Brittany trying to be on GW business for at least 10 months? Thank you for seeing it. I would love nothing more than for Brittany to leave me out of her blame factor. I understand that people are going at her. I understand that people are restreaming her. But what she doesn't understand is it has nothing to do with me. You can continuously say these people are doing it out of revenge for the lawsuit, but we have proof that they started it prior to the lawsuit filing. Not only that, but you accuse this entire community of running a RICO. They're going to be angry. Each of them have broken down what she has personally done to them to make them feel the way they feel. And she won't accept it. She has to find a way to bring it back to me. I spoke against her child being posted, adult or not, on X. I spoke against her house being posted on X. I spoke against somebody driving by and recording at her house. I spoke against the CPS calls. I spoke against the wellness checks. I spoke against the animal welfare checks. I spoken against all of it. I'm not in these chats participating. I'm not on the panels participating. And your DV report was not read by me, especially not with malicious intent. I know, Loki's mom. And I'll get her for it one day. But right now, she just needs to accept that what is happening is because of your actions, not because of mine. And that is exactly what I responded back to her attorney. I'll show you again. I am in receipt of your cease and desist letter dated September 10th, 2025, and overnight mailed on September 18th. The claims and allegations contained thereto are empathetically denied. For your edification, your C&D misstate facts and law throughout your imperious missive. More specifically, your allegation of publishing confidential domestic abuse records, engaging in cyber harassment, and making threats towards Brittany's moderators are strictly denied. Shall you further action, you and your client will face a counteraction, and once terminated in my favor, your client will face another malicious prosecution action. The materials you reference as confidential records were obtained lawfully through a Freedom of Information Act request and were not subject to any confidentiality order, protective order, or statutory restriction on disclosure. Matter of fact, he was not charged nor convicted. Okay? The records are public by law, and any publication would be protected speech under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Contrary to your claim, North Carolina does not recognize public disclosure of private facts as an actionable tort. Doing so would conflict with First Amendment protections. Even if this analysis is incorrect, the onus of responsibility falls on the police department that released that information under the FOIA or the actual requesting party, to which I am neither. I agree. It's the way of the internet. But again, please keep in mind that, in Craig's words, this is not to pursue actual litigation, but instead to send off to Team YouTube, which I address down here. Has been made clear by your client and her boyfriend, Roger, that her intention is not to pursue litigation to its conclusion, but rather to use the threat of litigation as leverage to submit complaints to Team YouTube. If your client proceeds with such actions, please be advised all available legal remedies will be pursued against her and your office for any further conduct. Perhaps you should get a hold of the opinion order of the Pennsylvania court where your client will be paying attorney fees for her conduct. Note, she also has to address a pending motion for punitive damages. Now, in hers, she states that I gave away personal information regarding her children again. once again, throwing them into the line of fire, in my opinion. I am again letting Brittany know. If you stop, Brittany, it all stops with me. I have no problem. No problem. But you don't get to the past 2 nights alone, September 17th and 18th, knowing that these are dated for the 10th, stating that you are going to that you were sending me a cease and desist, just speaking on me again. And it doesn't matter if you say, I rarely speak on Granny. I have proof to the contrary. Okay? In this, she's requested monetary value as well. I don't think they're going to like it either, Mr. Blue. I don't like it. I'm so tired of it. Just showed text from her daughter on video live. Right, that's what I mean. Like, she doesn't understand. She's allowing all of this to be publicly consumed. And I absolutely believe that she was baiting everybody this entire time. I now more than ever, because she started a fundraiser prior to these reports being read, believe that this may have been a setup. I see you a little bit off. I can read it. Sure, I don't see why I couldn't. I don't know. I don't want anybody taking what is said and done here today to harass, threaten, intimidate, any of that. This is being done this is being acknowledged publicly for my protection as well as all of you. Okay? At the end of the day, as much as I believe a lot of the people we speak about are cows, this is not a petting zoo. We do not need to go and make contact. Stay away from these people. Do not harass, do not threaten, do not intimidate. Don't go in or chat. Don't communicate there. Just let it go. Exactly, which is what I have scrolling across. Everything in here is about the DV report. Matter of fact, it referenced my private communications with Rackin. Even here it says, you stated, I didn't realize it was a beatdown. I'm not even sure if I said that. Let me look. It's saying that I stated this in private communications. Let's see. All right. See, I love, you can't use part of my private conversations and not the parts that you don't want recognized, but I never stated that. And these messages, I did not state that. I wrote, I thought he just verbally threatened her, but to BH. Yeah, I didn't say that in here. Anyhow, even if I did, this is the quote. You stated, I didn't realize it was a beatdown. I'm not proud to have put it out there, but maybe it explains why Brittany is on here projecting her miserable life. It's not defamatory. That's a objective opinion. It's not defamatory. And again, this is all based around the fact that North Carolina law recognizes public disclosure of private facts and intrusion upon seclusion as actionable torts, but neither of these fit in this category because it's not a confidential domestic violence report. If it's readily available via FOIA, it makes it a public report. Therefore, this entire cease and desist, in my opinion, is mute. Which I'll go back up to. They were public records. They were not confidential. I also didn't read them. I have that stream still there. It was never deleted. It shows that I took the actions. And again, it comes down to moral standing, not legal standing. I know, and I got all of that as well. You can't have it every which way she wants it. And that's what bothers me the most. She wants it every which way she, benefits her at the moment. And I don't appreciate that. Send that PA judgment to YouTube Legal. Absolutely. It's just a police report. Yes. And again, I didn't agree with it being read publicly, which is why I ended my live stream and apologized. But you're not going to use and I even, despite what she writes in here, I had empathy for what Brittany's claim she went through in that report. And I said as much. Well, he should have looked into it before he wrote that, right? But again, I don't think that their intent here was to follow through with litigation. I believe it was to send to Team YouTube, which is why I also send it off to Team YouTube so that they are CC'd in my email response, and they will receive certified copies of all of this, including the judge's ruling in PA. I sure did, Megan. Thank you a little bit. I appreciate that. I feel like I continue to be targeted, not for legitimate reasons, but to mitigate damages, and I don't appreciate it. I also noticed none of these give where these statements were made, the date they were made, or anything, because let's face it, they're not public. She also grossly misquotes me here, saying, you expressly agreed with or minimized abuse directed at Miss Jackson, abuse that the courts found never happened, may I add, including responding commentary that if her partner assaulted her, that's on her and she deserves it. That is not how that went. That is not the statement that was made. That is a gross misrepresentation of the facts. Then they go on to say these remarks are not only false, but also reckless, malicious, and designed to subject Miss Jackson to public hatred, contempt, and ridicule. Well, riddle me this. If I made that statement, how would that bring her ridicule and public hatred when she uses it to bring her sympathy and donos, in my opinion? So you are all aware, going forward, Brittany did send a C&D to me. She should not be mentioning me whatsoever, any way, any format, because she wants this to end, right? Again, the day she sent that, right, KT? Girl next door, thank you. I do feel like this is frivolous in nature. Absolutely. Hey, nonsense.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm a little surprised, but good.
Yeah, I haven't gotten anything.
No, I figure you want it.
Yeah. So once again, goes to the whole thing of retaliatory against Jess, in my opinion. Which really frustrates me because it's easy to prove that Jess had nothing to do with my coverage of her. I've walked it. I will testify in court. It's just so frustrating that it has all been her trying to target you through means of that don't even exist.
I know. Did you know? I don't think these people have realized, but did you know that by her naming off these alleged moderators, I didn't even know some of these people were moderators. She essentially brings them into whatever actions either of us take next.
Yeah, that's interesting to me that she's kind of intentionally tossing them right under the bus. But then again, I think that's intentional.
Mm-hmm. Please don't troll or chat or comment on her post. Leave it with attorneys. This is what Beach wants the reaction. Leave the reactions to our awesome creators. Well, that's the other thing, if I may add. It does state in here, somebody supposedly made a comment. It doesn't say during what live stream, no date, no username, but that somebody, a viewer of mine, made a statement that BJ isn't scared of Craig. She doesn't care that he beats her as she's pathetic and chose this life. Now, I know damn well, based off my morals and the fucking amazing moderators I've had for over 4 fucking years now, that a comment like that would be deleted on site. So hopefully, as requested, they send me any and all proof of the allegations made within.
Well, another thing is trying to blame that chatter on you. These are public spaces where they go all over the place. So trying to even, one of your people, no matter if it's in here or not, that's a hard, she really should have.
That's
Never
still
mind.
opinion. That's still an opinion-based comment. That's
It
not
is.
actionable under any type of tort
No.
or law.
All I know is I said in the beginning when she started threatening that this could be the most expensive 8K that she ever, and it's panning out to be.
And this is the other thing, right? And I found this interesting because part of this states basically a C&D is to resolve anything and not pursue with litigation if the person agrees to the demands, right? But in this, they make their demands, 6 of them, but follows through that nothing in this letter shall be construed as a waiver of her rights, remedies, or claims at law or in equity. So why would anybody, including myself, ever meet these demands if it's not a guarantee that I will not still be pursued civilly or criminally? Why would I ever meet the demands then? You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, I agree, Sam Brown. I think it's a really brazen move to do when I have plenty of screenshots of not just her moderators but her chatters, not only making threatening and harassing and abusive comments towards me, but defamatory comments based off the fact that Brittany herself has stated publicly to everybody that I have fucking vaginal and whatever private area warts. That, my friend, is defamation per se, that she continued to spew over the past year.
There's just so much.
Yep.
You would think hours after you get notification that people have been served, you would not get on a stream and continue to incite and poke and manufacture lies about person you served. You would think you would say, you want this to stop, but then you're like, ta-da, poke, 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 poke. I don't know. Hey, you do you.
That was my whole thing. When I saw that this was, I questioned why this was dated for the 10th, but not overnight mail till the 18th. Because then the deadline to comply has passed. But I do wonder why between these time periods she has continued. But then again, even after going to PA court, she continued, right? So right there is motive, and which I stated throughout my response. I don't believe her intention is to minimize or stop these behaviors, but that this is a pattern behavior strengthens my beliefs. These actions are intended to intimidate and silence me rather than resolve any legitimate dispute. Because if it were, she would also certainly stop. I know if I file, matter of fact, I have sent out a C&D to somebody. I had not spoken or responded to them since, because if I plan to go through with litigation, I understand that I can't have dirty hands going forth. You have to have a clean hand clause. So right. The fact that she continues to poke at me, even when I'm offline, using a post of somebody who went at her for almost a year herself and did the actual FOIA of this request and did the reading of said request and continued the reading of said request after I asked them to stop the reading of said request, will not go in her favor.
Mm-hmm.
It's in my opinion, it's retaliatory, absolutely. And
I think my mouth is still on the floor in ways because she said she'd been collecting information and evidence for years and then looking at this.
Same thing she said with the PA one, right? But everything she had was of recent events or made up events.
Well, in one other situation here with this is, never mind.
Does anybody else wonder? Charlie horse. Hold on, I got a Charlie horse. Does anybody else remember Or does anybody else, after seeing twice now the allegations made in the one inside a courtroom and one with the warden of upcoming litigation, that I have not done these horrible things Brittany's accused me of? Because surely if I had, they would all be listed. If I've gone real life, if I threatened her children, if I've done all these things that she has publicly claimed, which I believe to be defamatory and or to incite hate against me, why aren't these things being listed out in these forums that are meant for the real world for real resolution?
Yeah.
Because they never fucking happened.
That's right. This is easy. And that's the thing. She wiped her channel. And,
Right.
you know, she thinks that's going to, her attorney might not be aware. That's valid. We can go with that he might not be aware, but trust and believe that door just opened.
Well,
And
not only that, but she has a preservation letter for active litigation that we were still in.
And the other thing about her mods, like her mods being targeted in any way, shape, or form, I want to remind everybody when the initial RICO and racketeering was filed, they tried to get Jess, demanded that she tell her subs, like do some retraction and tell them that they couldn't. Remember all that? I don't remember the exact words.
Yeah. This one says, where is it?
There's a part in there I know. I don't have it pulled up right now, but
yeah, they did. They asked me to also tell everybody else to stop, and that
they
I
put that on
obviously
your lap.
can't do. I know I need to get it on Amish market. Get my fresh fruit fix. I haven't had it yet. But yeah, so it's just one of those things where I'm like, once again, just stunned because there is no winning when it comes to somebody like her. It doesn't matter if I've spoken against things. Doesn't matter that I've come out and said I publicly and privately said I disagree with some things that are being done. It doesn't matter because she is just fully determined to blame me for everything. And
Absolutely.
She keeps saying that. She keeps saying it has to go with all of that. I disagree. I respectfully, strongly disagree.
Well, I'll give you an example of that. So last night she says, "In nonsense, you're actually helping me by doing these timelines because in that timeline, you proved that Granny was the one who did all of these things to me." BJ, whoever sent you that clip should have included the full context because in that same video where you're in 2022, where you're acknowledging that you had all these things that were happening to you, a few minutes later, you talk about Granny in a positive fashion because you and Granny were okay at that time. So they probably should have included full context because that is complete bullshit and a lie.
Yeah. Well, and I have Brittany in 2023 in my chat saying you've never gone real life on me.
Right. And
I also have private conversations with Brittany where she says the same thing. So, and again, I want Brittany's audience to keep this in mind. She keeps saying I've done all these real life things to her, yet she's not adding them into these legal filings. Ask yourselves why not. I'll be adding it on my end, these accusations, but ask yourselves why she isn't if they're happening. It drives me fucking nuts.
Jen in Jersey, not only that, I absolutely review her 100%. I have, but you'll see again, it proves the personal retaliatory side of things. And she flat out said, because I said send the paperwork because they were threatening all of us. Craig was doing it the other night, including me. We would all be silenced. When I said something, she came back and said, "You're not getting anything because you want something. So neener, basically, I'm not sending you stuff because you want it." Like, what?
Right. Basically, essentially stating this isn't really to stop this type of things from happening, but more of a power of control because she also stated just last night that she owns all of us.
Right. Yep. And that 2021. Oh, yeah. The live stream from 2021 when she's on panel with another creator. Her children were there present for that one and nothing to do with you. There's just so much. There's just so much to weed through. But that's
and
the
just Tracy's right. If her lawyer did not tell her to stop talking on unfair people she's claiming, that's why I wrote to her lawyer that this behavior has continued up until my receiving of this cease and desist.
Well, and another big note too is not last night, night before, she stated that her law enforcement and her are laughing about this. They're laughing about all these things. So if it's such a serious matter, law enforcement is laughing about these situations. No, obviously law enforcement, you've been trying to get somebody charged with a crime because you keep weaponizing that. And what are you doing? Putting those on people when there's nothing there. They haven't charged anybody. Nobody's been charged from her law enforcement, and now they're laughing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's all fun and games. Just like she said, they said they're great people. We can tell by looking at you, and
Right. But then they're so mad, they're so angry. And she admitted, she's like, well, I'm glad people are calling. This proves exactly what I've been saying. So it actually does me a favor. And I'm like, what the hell? You just admitted that you're glad people are calling because it proves this fake freaking victimhood that you set up. Okay, cool.
Well, that's why I said before that the fact that she's saying these things validate her, vindicate her, is really disheartening as a woman and a mother. That anybody would, be okay with these things, because while it proves I'm a victim, instead of like, this is horrible and should not be happening. And when I have more of a serious stance against what is happening than the person is happening to, yet they want to seek me out, it really just lights a fire under my ass. And I just thank God I have an amazing Pennsylvania attorney.
It's really frustrating, though, as somebody who does review her and lays it all out, the fact that she completely gaslit everybody to believe, oh, it was going to be silenced. And then it's absolutely, in my opinion, targeted to you and others.
Yeah.
It's not because there's substance behind it. It's a personal retaliation, in my opinion. And it's not just on her behalf, in my opinion. It's not a coincidence that all these people are hitting at one time.
I'm trying to find in here where I said to him, even up to the date of me receiving this cease and desist, she was speaking about me. Because I know I wrote that back to him.
Oh, there's very good possibility that you've been mentioned. And let's say there was 7 live streams, 6.5 of them you've been mentioned in.
Right. And I haven't been live speaking about her. Chai, thank you so much for the gifted. Miss Mad Dog says, get you something yummy today. You deserve it. Thank you. And the Pines with the 5 gifted. Thank you. And Sasha with the 5 more. Thank you guys so much for growing the community over here. It really means a lot.
Again, even if you were, though, people need to understand, even if you were talking about her, she lost litigation in Pennsylvania. Yes, the appeal is going, but the ruling is a staunch ruling. And even if you wanted to talk about her, we have free speech. Like, reviewing her own words and showing that stuff, there's nothing illegal about this.
Oh, you mean like how the PA courts already determined her to be a limited public figure?
Yep.
Like right here? Huh.
Yep. So
like where it says you should be well aware any public commentary on your client's actions and statements constitutionally protected speech. Where is trying to find, I hope I put that in here where I literally said to him, even to the date of receiving the cease and desist, she's speaking on me. But even if I didn't, we all have it documented. And this does go further than just a C&D, guys. It is the lawyer that she claimed everyone was calling. Yes. Thank you, the 5 Kings. I hope you kick her butt in all court proceedings. I will, because I have the Constitution on my side.
Well, it's pretty clear. If people stand
Thank you, MJ's Life. I thought I did.
Frivolous use of the court system. If people are truly law and order, this is a weaponization. And once again, frivolous, attempt. It's basically a threat of legal action if you don't comply with bullshit lies to begin with. Why would you comply with lies? Like, why would you? Those things, you can't really comply with those things because they're not true on their face.
Right.
So that's a little sticky on her part anyways. But again, none of this, people can dislike it all they want. You can dislike and disagree in your moral standings. A lot of this is protected. There are certain, even, unfortunately, parts of hate speech that is protected speech.
Yeah. I mean, for them to add, supposedly I said she deserves it, which, again, that's grossly misquoted, I believe, and not to get political, but I just heard Donald Trump say something about DV shouldn't be a crime and that crime rates would be lower if it weren't considered a crime.
Oh.
There's that too. I mean, because people are allowed to feel that way. You're allowed to speak that. And the words that they have written down as defamatory or anything but. And I know
Right.
that, one, because I know what was defamation was not, but because I ran this past an attorney.
Can we just get you back in law school at this point? Because, my God, you might
I
as
know,
well just
right?
go back to law school right now, because it's just
I feel like I should at least make all of this fucking worth it.
Or a paralegal, even something, a private investigator, something in this field, because you've gone through too much to let it go to waste. And that's the other thing too. If you think you're going to break her, if you
I know.
you're going to break her mentally because you're mentally broken, and it's very clear. Let me be clear. You might not have anybody in your world that cares about you. This is me speaking to nonsense. You know, the one you keep calling the name that you know very well what it means. Yeah, stupid. Anyways, Jess has an entire group of people around her. She's had friends for years that are still right here beside her. So if you think you're going to break her, there are people that stand beside her, in front of her, behind her. Not only that, but unlike you, Jess can stand on her own 2 feet, and has and does. You're only making her stronger as you wilt away, unable to even stay awake.
Right.
That's not defamation, because it's true. And I can prove it. Everybody can prove it. We've watched it. The last 3 nights are the most embarrassing, scary. You should be ashamed of the behavior. And you thought you were so arrogantly going to try to break Jess. You can't break what's not allowed. You don't have the power. The only thing you're breaking is you further.
And not only that, but even if you did break me, even if you get my channel removed, what does that do for you? In the long run, what does that do for you?
Yeah, nothing.
Just
It's not gonna
stop.
help you.
I mean, here I was for months telling people, I'm not going to send in the judge's ruling. I'm not trying to take anybody's channel down. Brittany has a right to be online making money, whether we like her or not. It's unfair to say otherwise, blah, blah, blah. And yet you're so quickly and swiftly coming after me. For what? I'm not
Right.
doing this shit to you.
Well, and the only person truly doing this, the only person that has the control is her. Truly, that is the only person. You continue to lie on people, put our names in your mouth, continue to blame us for this, that, and the other. People are going to respond. It's our right to respond. Not only do you don't even have to have our names on it. If we choose to fire up, that's our right. You know that because you play other people's content.
And if I was so behind it, wouldn't I be in every chat box supporting it? Wouldn't I be doing what Brittany does, which is posting community posts telling everybody to come on over, y'all? Wouldn't I be doing all those things? I'm not even in the chats.
They could subpoena our text messages, and she
Absolutely
would be so fucking sadly disappointed, because she is rarely ever, and it's only, hey, I got this if you need it for litigation.
Not only that, but I have her just the other day saying she wouldn't even know any of these things were being said if people weren't sending her screenshots. So when you say I'm cyber stalking you by making unwarranted contact, that is simply not fucking true. And Casual Art has a great point. Brittany can cry she's being dogpiled because other people, not me, are restreaming her all the time, but they're dogpiling me in my real life with litigation.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
I'd take a YouTube dogpile any day, because I can decide not to go live and take off all your content. But she don't have that self-control. Because why? Because she's not looking to mitigate her damages online that she claims are happening. No, she wants to mitigate, in my opinion, her damaged ego that she wasn't able to fucking take me down.
So her
It's
definition.
infuriating. Thank you, KT. Thank you, What the Croc.
Her definition of a dog pile is multiple people reviewing at one time. Well, should I start crying? Oh my God, they're dog piling. You know what? I don't even pay attention. None of them are in my algorithm. The block, do not recommend, do not. I won't even go when somebody's like, this was that. I won't even go put it in my, hell no. No, it's not worth it. You can control what you participate in, and she is showing you what she wants to participate in.
Right. And again, like Carrots and Carrots just said, she keeps saying people are rewriting history. What exactly did Granny ever really do to her that she hasn't engaged in herself? Why doesn't any of these legal documents name off these horrific things I've supposedly done? Excuse me, I got the hiccups now.
Jess could claim dogpiling on her on the internet, in real life, like all of it. And some of these people are in her backyard and are this. it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Right. And MJ, you're so right. I tell mine the same thing. What about in the RICO judge rule with prejudice? I agree, which is why I wrote in my response back that your client is simply, where'd I put it? That I believe that she's jurisdiction hopping, seeking someone to listen to frivolous nonsense in an effort to silence free speech.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm not going to give away all my cards, but believe me, we're sitting at a table right now.
Not only that, that table can be easily flipped, and it might just be toppled over and flipped on its own because it weighs heavily on one side when it comes to the facts and the truth. And that might sound arrogant, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
You can't just delete videos and erase what's been said and done. And a lot of the things that are said and done are defamatory. The word defamatory, defamation,
and
slander.
Actually threatening and intimidation when you and your partner keep saying things like they're not going to have a channel. Good luck paying your light bill when you don't have a channel. Which is why, again, I sent her a formal legal warning that I'm fully aware of what your intentions are. And if you proceed, I will get you for these. I will pursue you and all legal remedies available. You will not take down my channel and me just crumble and go away. I'll tell you that right now. I will end up more than likely with my channel back, and you will end up more than likely, positively, with more litigation. Because I will pursue it.
Can we have a serious talk right quick?
Sure. I thought the whole thing was serious. What you got?
Well, this gets really serious. I need your help and your support because
don't give her any heads up.
I'm debating on whether I should get a protection order for my jowls at this point in time because Craig mentioned my jowls literally 20 times and they're feeling a little intimidated at this point.
I'm sorry she did that. It sounds like she's breaking terms of service by making fun of somebody's appearances. Have you considered perhaps sending that off to Team YouTube?
Oh, I haven't. I was just crying a tear in my mouth, but
well, no more crying. We got to figure out a way to resolve these things. If they're really harmful and you're losing sleep and unable to eat and it's causing you to nod out live, you need to take that to Team YouTube and mitigate your damages.
Oh, maybe I should I'm a victim.
No more. Mrs. W, thank you.
I think it's just size envy because my jowls hang lower.
Do your jowls hang low? It does ask for money. It states remit monetary compensation and in an amount to be negotiated to resolve the civil claims arising from your conduct. Again, it says that, but then further down it says that nothing in this letter shall be construed as a waiver of her rights. So why would I ever agree to the demands if the demands aren't to stop future litigation? Matter of fact, we bring up that point in my litigation with Tony, that when he sent out the cease and desist and the demands, then you're not then supposed to go forward with litigation. So
yeah, especially when you complied.
Right. Yeah. And you guys got to remember, I know I see a lot of people saying like that amount for C&Ds. Again, it has been made clear through Craig and Brittany's own words and live streams that have more than likely been removed at this point, that their intent is they didn't think that we would comply with these C&Ds, that they actually just plan on sending them to Team YouTube, which is why I made sure Team YouTube was in my correspondence with this attorney, as well as a timeline of events.
Well, that's all going to come to light too if this proceeds, and because litigation will be taken, and then all of the fees will be transparent eventually anyway. So if that's not, she initiated this. People need to remember she asked for this and initiated this. This isn't just defending herself like she should and proceeding as should be. She initiated all of this stuff. Jess has been on the defensive end and needed to. That's the only spot Jess has played in any of this. BJ initiated and instigated the RICO and racketeering knowingly, willfully, intellectually. Even she said she knew what she was doing, even though her part was completely separate. Yeah, okay. But she knowingly made those choices and repeatedly stood on that in the public sphere saying
and continued to
Yep.
speak on me, despite telling the court she was terrified of me and wanted to show my free speech. That's
Yep.
a huge part. Thank you, VGs. I appreciate it. And Cam says up here that she wanted Hinton. I'm sure she thinks that Angela to put together a timeline proving that I went after her first. I have shown the timeline. And if Angela was truthful as she was when she fell out with Brittany, she would admit that Brittany from day one has gone after me because I broke quote unquote girl code on my very third live stream ever. And that's where it all began. And that's where it's all 12 off from, and have private conversations thanks to her ex-friends like Alex Erickson that showed me what Brittany was saying behind the scenes, including but not limited to don't get her to 1,000 subscribers. Everywhere we go, they adore Jessica Lynn and so forth.
What's interesting about that too is you notice in this demand, there is no demand to take down all these clip channels because you're not actually linked to any of them.
Yeah, no. It just says for me to immediately remove all live streams, videos, shorts, comments, and related content which you referenced her.
But the big bold claim was that they were going to subpoena these channels and prove that you or your mods were doing it.
And then we find out after time goes by that's actually her ex-mod. You're right, Shadow. No more, because she obviously doesn't show the same back towards me or mine. So why should I?
I can understand that though, because I think you've played that game with your own head for so long. Like you do have empathy. Unfortunately, people don't like to admit that, but you have a shit ton of empathy and say things, you try to keep yourself in that space. But at this time, she's used that for her advantage for years now.
I know. Even the many times I went back and defended Brittany when I shouldn't have. And
well, that's why her go-to, and it's been really funny because she'll say, nonsense, Granny, are you gonna say something? Are you gonna do something? It's always nonsense, Granny, because I have even gone back and corrected things that were lied about on her. And then I realized, hell no, like it just gets you in a spin and it doesn't change anything because she just doubles and triples down on the lies.
Right. And no, you can't win.
Well, this isn't a winning situation. Anyways, this is the main part of this is all those claims in there too. Think about this. Think about the families of missing children that she has covered. She's making these claims herself. Can you imagine the cases that these families of missing and what she has said about their families would have if all of this was actionable as even though it's misquoted, not your statements, she's putting herself in a mess here.
I agree.
And that is not Jess's opinion. That is mine.
Yeah, Brittany only calls me a narcissist because many people have read through and believe that she is narcissistic, but whatever. I don't care what Brittany calls me, but what you won't do is call me before a judge and continue to speak on me. That's what you won't do. I can promise you that. I agree, Megan, but we will find out how smart these people are, because I think these people think what has happened before is many people threaten litigation and they talk about it, but they don't really follow through. I don't know, Lilypad. And again, I this isn't where it ends, okay? I'm telling you all, I sent one back and I also sent off a legal warning, but this is not where it ends. More is going to go down with this and will continue to go down with this. Because I won't just crawl over and continue to be a punching bag for this woman who won't accept accountability or have any self-awareness.
Well, the truth stands on your side and you don't even have to blink when it comes to that. That's the other thing. She expects this to be causing you so much stress. She says that she's unable to eat because of stress. It's got to be stress causing her all this. You're doing that to yourself, nobody else. You are doing that. If the truth stood on your side, you wouldn't be stressed, but you are real stressed because the truth isn't there. Right.
And not only that, but we hear you eating while you're live. So you can be debunked. I mean, I hate to keep saying that. A lot of this is, duly noted. Well, I don't know if that's correct. And I don't know. I can't speak for what anybody else has or hasn't received. I know Nonsense is here telling you she hasn't received one. I don't know. Jay's not home. I don't know if anybody else has or hasn't. And I wouldn't confidently going around saying otherwise until you know, because she'll use everything and anything. And, you know.
As of 9:04, September 19th, I have not received anything.
Mine was overnighted from FedEx.
Well, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, well, if you guys got yours yesterday, maybe I'll get mine a day or two. But then I go back to, I don't think she was pretty confident saying, you're not getting nothing.
Yeah.
And right then and there, it was pretty obvious, the retaliation attempts right there.
And I love that. I love that she said that you're such a pick-me that you want one, so she's not sending you one, because that is a great clip and quote to show before a judge.
Absolutely.
Apply to their legal name when you have to specify channel or username too, yet we don't really own those. I don't know. Sometimes people put AKA.
It's also a good thing for future litigation for anybody else too, because it shows retaliatory means, because I have covered her more with timelines and factually longer, proven longer, and I'm the one that doesn't get anything, and all the rest of whoever gets them does. Like she says, they, whoever they is. So she's acknowledging that numerous went out. Now, who's going to get them? Who knows? But it's clips like that she doesn't realize are definitely showing a pattern and the intentional retaliation against Jess.
Especially, again, when the biggest basis for the C&D is confidential, the documents being read, and they were not confidential.
Did I see what Sly said? Jess, I got to step away for just a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. And that's what we wrote in the thing, too. You know, she still has punitive damages pending. So. I don't know. Maybe because she thought Jay would be away and couldn't restream her or something. I don't know. Exactly, KT. And many people have been around for years. And most importantly, I'm not doing what Brittany's doing. I'm not doing what others are doing. I'm not part of whatever. She's trying to lump everybody together. And again, that won't work in a courtroom. You have to prove that I am asking people to do these things, as you keep publicly stating that I am doing, which is not true. And I've publicly and privately said otherwise. I agree, barking at the moon. She's already aware because she waited till I spoke to make a community post. Right, but she started raising funds well before that DV report. Isn't that odd? Put a 1 in chat if any of you find that odd, that she was raising these funds prior to the DV report that I didn't put on. I didn't read. I didn't request. I don't think he knows that it was a public document. I think she misguided him. Remember, she kept saying I broke federal laws. Exactly. I agree with you. I agree with you. You know, she unblocks people so that you can make a comment so she can cry victim. So why do it? She also did say it was for her defense. She said that the funds were a defense fund. Yeah. So it's interesting that that's the entire basis of it. Yeah, she said I broke federal laws against a victim. And that is prosecutable. So she's once again accused me of crimes I did not commit in an attempt to, I don't know, intimidate me, or I don't know. I find it defamatory personally, but what would I know? What would I know? Just what my lawyer tells me. She has to prove that it was me, Ellie. That's all. The burden of proof is always on the person that starts the litigation, never on the person defending themselves. She'd have to prove that I ever FOIA requested anything from her house, as she has publicly stated. So, if that was private information, there would be no way for you or anyone else to get hands on it, which is what I wrote in my response. Each person has their own reason why they're upset with her. Yes, no one is happy and what she chose to do to you, but each person she has poked. Right. Every person has stated their reasoning, and it is not simply because of litigation. A lot of people were already angry at her for the way she was treating Chris and Katie. Then she came out and she called Truth a pedo. They called Cletus a pedo. She said that Clue was involved in horrific things, and you know what I mean? So, right, even making that post is stupid. I've already sent that off. That's stupid that she made that post because you're the one starting litigation. I agree, and I'm tired of her. And actually, to say that I've threatened her moderators when she has literally defamed mine is outrageous too. So I just, I'm not going to keep being everybody's legal punching bag. No, she did not. No inclusion of doxing, no inclusion of CPS and citing CPS, nothing about Kiwi Farms or kids being trafficked, nothing about any of the real life stuff she's accused me of. None of that twice now has ever been put on legal documents. Which, if anybody from Brittany's quote unquote audience is listening, I want you all to ask yourselves why. You can make me out to be this big bad guy. You can think that I'm crass and I'm loud and I'm all the fucking things. But you cannot continue to accuse me of doing things to harm this woman and her real life, and yet she's not putting it on legal filing. Just simply ask yourself something. I mean, my golly. But that all comes up in my defense. I get to put out, Brittany has accused me and incited hate my way by making statements such as I had her child's school contacted, to later admitted never took place. Brittany has accused me of being a reason people are contacting CPS, and in my opinion, trying to incite people and wish they have tried to have CPS visit my home, but I don't come out here and put all my business on the fucking internet because I'm in active litigation. But there's a little insight for all of you. I know you're trying to have CPS invade my children's lives again, but it won't work. She has told people that I'm the reason that this other community that has came in that I've never advertised. And quite frankly, I'm never even in their channels, not because I don't want to be, but because I forget. I'm not always on YouTube. But she has blamed me for being a reason these people are now commentating on her instead of, again, her own public behaviors, which are leading people to commentate on her. She has then accused me of being the reason her children were put on Kiwi Farms, which they would never put on Kiwi Farms. It never even happened. And then she followed that up with being the reason that her children are in danger of being trafficked. These are all serious allegations to make against somebody. And they are all allegations that I will be seeking back out, either in a countersuit or a separate litigation altogether. Along with calling me all the defamatory things that you have and that I have duly documented and you continue to repeat. So I'm not doing this with her again. And I'm not going to lay down and take what I appear to be an obvious attempt to bypass the actual litigation process and instead send this off to Team YouTube in an attempt to suppress my right to free speech and commentary on this platform. Which is why this was all sent off to YouTube Legal, and again, will be mailed off, certified mail, not overnight. And I'm going to follow through on everything. So tired of everybody thinking it's, it's okay because you don't like me. It's okay because you think I'm the reason people are doing things. If that's the case, then I think you're the reason some of the HOA, quote HOA members and others like Moon and Angela are coming after me. I think it's because of you. So now everything they do going forward, including these clip channels that you have openly stated are helping you, I'm now going to also add that onto your doing. And the difference is you advertise these people. You make it very clear that these people are people that are making things you want your audience to see, which a lot of times they're simply to defame me. So we can do the same thing. I just think you're going to need a lot more than 8K. Because I know, baby, because of you, I know the cost of litigation. And I'm respectfully telling you it's going to cost a lot more than what you think it will. Thank you, Gilly. Because she heard somebody else say that they should stop saying that. I thought the judge said they couldn't sue you or barbecue again in injunction. That's why they're venue shopping, is what the legal term is. Because they can't bring it forth in PA, so now they're trying to go to their collective states, where I personally don't believe they have jurisdiction over me, and it will be obvious to any court that they're simply venue jumping. You can't take the same bite out. You can't take two bites out of the same apple. And again, this is all based around those DV reports, which are not confidential. So, I don't know. BJ Post says they, meaning Granny, was served. Everyone else is going to lie and say they didn't get served. I spent $300 and put the rest in my pocket. This seems to be the time to start educating people exactly why politics and religion are the elephant in the room. What the FCC just did to threaten Disney, trust YouTube execs are a little scared right now. People do not get it. I don't think I get it. Well, she is a public figure, so there is that part of it. It is disgusting, Sarah Rex. When does it end? When does it end? Oh, she is? Well, shucks. Hey, Leo. Why didn't she sue the person that got the DV record? It's a good question. Perfectly me. It's a good question. Why not? Because it's not really anything other than retaliatory, would be my legal answer to that. But you can see that I put that in my response. I put that in my response. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely put that in my response. Even if this analyst is incorrect, the onus of responsibility falls on the police department that released that information under the FOIA or the actual requested party, to which I am neither. I wonder if that is the case, Ostrich, and we are now doing that. Should I go after Brittany for doxing my family? Sorry, Kim. I'll slow it down. Basically, I said the materials you reference as confidential records were obtained lawfully. I went on to say, contrary to your claim, North Carolina does not recognize public disclosure of private facts as an actual tort, because doing so would conflict with First Amendment protections. Even if I'm wrong on that, the onus of responsibility falls on the police department that released that information or the actual requesting party. Any online commentary regarding this matter consists of constitutionally protected opinion and fair comment on a matter of public concern. A court in Pennsylvania has already determined your client is at minimum a limited public figure. Your claims of targeted harassment, stalking, and unlawful behavior as defined under applicable state or federal law lacks merit. Your allegations concerning defamatory statements are strictly denied. Your client, as stated herein, is considered a limited purpose public figure by operating a YouTube channel and voluntarily thrusting herself into a public controversy by joining as a plaintiff in litigation related to the highly publicized case of missing child Sebastian Rogers, and by publicly accusing multiple YouTube creators of operating a RICO enterprise. Her claims thereto were rebuked in toto by a court she sought relief. Just as important, this court, as stated, found your clients be a minimum limited public figure. You should be well aware any public commentary on your client's actions and statements is constitutionally protected speech. Your claim that I'm responsible for others discussing her is false and therefore lacks any merit. To the contrary, your client's own public actions and controversial decisions are what draw public attention. Given your client's status as a limited purpose public figure and the court in Pennsylvania's prior finding that her litigation she joined because it was free was deemed frivolous. These further legal threats are not only an attempt to mitigate the damages she will owe jointly and severally with her other co-defendants, but a continued attempt to chill free speech. Your client's continued conduct may constitute abusive process and or harassment. I like this part the best, though. I was going to directly quote him, but I'll save that for you too. I don't know, small town, but he should have looked, because a lot of people will see this as retaliatory, including the courts. That's where we say it's what's called venue hopping. And it's basically when you're trying to take a bite out of the same apple. Again, in Pennsylvania, your client's claims were dismissed via my anti-SLAPP motion. Although your client and her cohorts appealed the Pennsylvania court's decision, the court's ruling stands at this time, underscoring clearly that my speech is protected as a matter of law. Your client can continue jurisdiction hopping, seeking someone to listen to frivolous nonsense in an effort to silence free speech. Your efforts will prove futile and subject your client to even more damages awarded against her. Accordingly, your demands are rejected. In the interim, the exercise of my lawful rights on matters of public concern and based on the words and conduct that your limited public figure client makes public via her YouTube channel are reserved herein. Most importantly, my rights are reserved to defend against your client's continued false accusation she continues to spew, including on the date of the cease and desist was received. Let him know your client still hasn't remained quiet about me. That said, if you possess evidence supporting her claims that counter the above, kindly provide same for my review. Thank you, Kay. This seems to be the time. Oh, I've already read that. I don't know. Oh, it was Lisa. I'm sorry. Barbecue got one as well. Not from Brittany. She didn't. But thank you, Lisa, for being a member for 8 months. Demands rejected, as was her declarations in PA. Did nonsense get blocked? I don't think so. I don't think her attorney really knows who he's representing. And I also believe that all he's seen is signs, because he's not going to represent her any further than this. Because again, I don't think their intent is to actually follow through with litigation, but instead send it off to Team YouTube, which is why we got to get ahead of it. I wish I could tell you all what comes next, but I can't. But it's exciting. It is very exciting. And just know, please. Oh, sorry. I didn't even see you, nonsense. I apologize. I'm excited on where this goes next. And I'm not afraid to admit that. Penny Farthen, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all for the Give, Send, Goes as well. I wish it came up so I could read them to you, but I can't on my computer. I don't know, Mama Pie. Jay's not home. Queen says she didn't. Nonsense says she didn't. Hey, nonsense. I don't know, Gris. We won't know that until I send it to Team YouTube, along with a timeline and a legal warning to her.
Can I say something, though?
Yeah.
On a serious note. Well, sorry. First of all, sorry to anybody trying to read my comments. I'm serious. Like, I broke that nail off, and for some reason now I'm all thumbs and cannot type. Shit. It's the
God, that's so
thing.
bad. I hate that.
It's the dumbest thing, though, because I'm trying to type with my thumb, and I'm like, burp, burp, burp. It's so dumb. Anyways, so I apologize anybody trying to decipher my comments, because talk to text is not my friend today. But I want people to remember, a lot of people claim that they're from the true crime sector. There's actually quite a few in here that follow the political world too.
Oh, don't bring the politics.
No. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, from the different communities. But these people hear and talk about with true crime, any of it, any sector you're in, there is a discussion about free speech and
Right.
or weaponizing the courthouse for frivolous things. This should be scary to anybody, that somebody is so boldly lying, provably lying on its face, and wasting our court resources trying to silence people's free speech on hurt feelings while claiming she is, this is all these people stood for. This is a scary situation. It's not like Jess is handling it wonderfully per usual, but it is definitely a little bit scary thinking that someone is willing to lie to this extent numerous times, not once, numerous times, to try and retaliate against somebody.
Yeah.
This should give everybody chills.
This also, I'll go ahead and read this part of it. So underneath false and defamatory statements, these are what they notice by defamatory statements. You declared, quote, if Brittany wants to go real life on people with frivolous lawsuits, then she has opened the door for this. Now she has a taste of what she has done to others, and it fucking sucks, end quote. If you guys don't hear anything defamatory, put a 1. If you do hear something defamatory, put a 2. I'll repeat it. Quote, if Brittany wants to go real life on people with frivolous lawsuits, then she has opened the door for this. Now she has a taste of what she has done to others, and it fucking sucks, end quote. Okay. I don't hear anything defamatory either in that one. Unless she's trying to claim that her litigation was not frivolous, in which I offer up the judge's ruling where it was frivolous. But okay. You further allege that Brittany, quote, does not live a happy ever after, end quote.
What the fuck? Never mind.
You further allege that Brittany, quote, does not live a happy ever after, end quote.
If that's defamatory, then this bitch is defamation, defamation, defamation. What the? Are you joking?
That's as bad as I called her a wasteful piece of shit.
This has got to be. Are we sure this isn't like a Ashton Kutcher? Where are you? Because this can't be this stupid.
Right. Then it goes on to say, and suggested that her legal filings were, quote, frivolous litigation, end quote. That's all these years that I've supposedly done all these horrible things to Brittany, and this is the best she can get as far as defamation goes. Hey, I won up your defamation per se, and I hit you with you stated that I had butt warts and that I sent around photos of my warted asshole to people. Now that, my friend, is defamation per se. The other defamatory statement is, and again, it says in another live stream, but there's no dates, there's no names, titles, nothing. You stated, quote, no, I won't leave her alone. Why would I leave someone alone who threw me in a frivolous litigation and accused me of a fucking crime, end quote. How's that defamatory? Did she not throw me in a frivolous litigation and accuse me of running a RICO operation?
That was your reaction to finding out via social media because her mod sent it behind the scenes. Am I not correct that was your response to finding out on social media that you're being accused of RICO and racketeering? And not only that, you of course weren't going to leave her alone because you had to defend yourself to legal claims.
I don't know when these were done because there's no times, there's no screenshots or there's nothing. So there's nothing to say what the date, what the title, nothing there.
Oh my God.
Here's incitement of online harassment. You guys ready for this? Mind you, I'm the big bad wolf. Okay. For the past 4 years. So as far as incitement of online harassment, we should expect this to be a very thick paragraph of all these horrific things I've done that Brittany continuously, day after day, accuses me of doing, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So let me go ahead and get that.
I'm muting myself because my mouth is on the freaking floor on some of this. Hearing it,
During your live streams, numerous defamatory and abusive comments were made by viewers, including statements such as, quote, BJ isn't scared of Craig. She doesn't care that he beats her as. She is pathetic and chose this life, end quote.
First and foremost, it's not your responsibility when a grown adult says on a public platform you have no control. Secondly, then that means she's responsible for, if she's trying to put viewers' words on you in this and expect you to control then her panel and everything that comes out. Okay. All right.
Shelly Ray, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. It's really awesome of you. Thank you. And Pretty in Pink hit it with the 5 more. Thank you. The next part under this category is you're hosting of this because that's the only statement. Again, who said it? Where did they say it? How can you prove that it came from my chat? What's the chatter's name? Was it deleted? I'd love to know, but they don't say. The next one is your hosting of this content, active participation, and encouragement of these remarks constitute a form of cyber harassment prohibited under North Carolina, whatever. So again, for 4 years, I've been this big bad wolf, but yet the only statement of incitement of online harassment is an alleged statement by a supposed chatter that doesn't even have a name attached to it. That's it. That's all. Nothing else, guys. Nothing else.
Oh my God. Why didn't you just ask one of us to write this stupid letter for you? We could have saved. I mean, if you want to play games like this, what the absolute? Let me shut up.
Yeah, now again was under false and defamatory statements. None of them seem to be defamatory.
That's it.
But
that's all that's there. That's it.
Right. That's
Okay.
it.
Right.
And accusing me of being part of a RICO, being a reason a missing child can't be found. You accuse me of calling a missing child and his father a pedo. You've accused me of having warts. You've accused me of being a cancer scammer. You've accused me of being all types of things, including fraudulently raising funds, not once, but twice to go to Florida, which it was always just one, but that's okay. But you also use that same fundraiser to say it was due to cancer. But so they're all that's all defamatory. Nothing else, but okay.
You know how hard it was for me to come back yesterday? You called me and I was trying not to give off that I was stressed or worried about you. And I didn't want to end and make people think like I was so, what do I do? I felt so bad though, because I'm like,
I didn't know you were live.
No, I know, but I didn't want to.
Which is weird because apparently I'm the reason everybody goes live, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry I didn't ask permission either.
Yeah, get in line next time, damn it.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Shows where I'm at in this RICO.
Anyway,
the next one is sorry.
Jess. Get it together. Give us
I never had a fun to take Brittany to court. Never. But the next one is number 4. Again, this is all under, I want to make this clear. This is all under defamatory and unlawful conduct. Number 4 is statement suggesting that Miss Jackson deserved abuse. You expressly agreed with or minimized abuse directed at her, including responding commentary that if her partner assaulted her, quote, that's on her and she deserves it. That would not be defamatory, nor is that what's the other thing?
Last night, does she not? I mean,
that's also not unlawful conduct.
Well, last night she admits that somebody else outside of you, outside of anybody around you, not a mod of yours, another creator, has been saying publicly that he had access to these months before. Then she goes on to change the story to she knew you had this, and we have clips of her saying that you've had these records for years.
I still have not seen these records other than what was shown on my live stream that day.
Yep. Well, I mean, this story just changes though. So how is this on you again?
Yeah, and I want to show something really quick.
Nothing to do with that. That's what I'm saying. She is publicly acknowledging that before Jess ever knew about these in one statement, you know, she's never mind. I didn't expect this.
Because I had an email. I don't know if anybody remembers, but I did show it. An email where somebody sent me the gist of that police report. And I wrote back, I think that has to do with the memorial. At that point, even in that email, although, because it didn't say details, just said the arrest. I thought that date had to do with the memorial. So you can't say that I knew. And not only that, but you have to prove that I've had it and that I knew. The onus is not on me.
Anybody in the United States that has a computer or access to public documents can access those documents. That's the on its face right off the bat. They are publicly available records.
Yeah.
So again, you're going to have a hard time. That's why it's called the Freedom of Information Act.
And again, that's all there is in this entire filing. That's it. That's all. There's nothing else. If that
can stand, what about all the records they've used against parents of missing children?
Well, she's used records against me and my family too, including my medical records.
You have. You alone with everything, and it's definitely, in my opinion, more coordinated. All of it hitting at the same time. Her, after Tony did that, her doing a segment and reading through that, to me, there seems to be a lot of coordination. That is my opinion, and I'm entitled to it.
Yep. So that's all, folks. That's the whole defamatory conduct. And 4 years of being a big bad monster, that's all she has. As those few quotes I gave you, nothing to back up those quotes, nothing to say what they were in reference to, nothing. That's it. That's all. That's how bad I am, guys. I mean, keep that in mind. I'm a horrible human now.
Jess, can you mention the demands once again? Like, what is she seeking to rectify this matter?
I didn't even read the demands.
Oh, okay.
Just one is to immediately remove all live streams, videos, shorts, comments. Cease from making any further defamatory, harassment, or false statements. Cease and desist from threatening, harassing, or intimidating her moderators, which I have never fucking done, and how dare they say otherwise. Remit monetary compensation. Provide written confirmation within 10 days of receipt of this letter that you will comply with the above. And failure to comply will leave our client with no alternative but to pursue. So,
Okay.
that's it. Oh, thank you, Sam Sleuthen. Thank you.
That's what I was.
I won't dox you.
Does it have a list of specific streams or just all that mention her?
Yeah, there's no list because she can't find any.
Interesting. Oof. I'm embarrassed for her. I hope her subs. I hope
you guys feel satisfied and fulfilled with where your fundraiser money went to, because that is a bunch of, in my opinion, baseless words on a paper. None of these have anything to back them.
2 nights ago, we have her character on her show, his words, not mine, once again threatening to silence all of us, and this was going to be over. And I better not see any type of fundraising effort. I'm just being straight up. Larry has told the internet numerous times he's got enough money to cover all of this. So if this proceeds with further legal avenues, which it could be,
which it is,
Larry better be ready to fork over that money, because he's already told the internet he's got it covered.
Yeah. So she shouldn't ask her audience for another penny. But this is going to go into further litigation.
Yep.
Aren't you under a preservation order as well? No, I'm not. She is.
But Jess has all of her stuff as is.
Yeah.
Even if it's privated.
Right.
She's not stupid.
She'll have to produce all of hers when it comes to depositions and stuff.
Oof. Ooh. Oh, I like this better and better.
Yeah, because this isn't ending here. I can't tell you guys much more. I can't tell you my next move. I can't tell you where it's going, but I can tell you it is going to a courtroom. It is going forth. I have a right to defend myself against this baseless, once again, C&D. Yeah. I know her intent is to take it to Team YouTube, which, that will result in further litigation if successful. So,
well, I will do, as you know, whatever we can do to support you, because the truth stands on your side. And whether people like it or not, that's one thing that's drove me nuts, is dislike Granny, dislike me, dislike whoever. We don't even give a shit. Stop denying the truth that is right in front of your faces and trying to gaslight people into believing it's something. No, these are provable things every time. We've been able to prove it. Here it is.
Right. Stop. And not only that, but do people that are guilty hide things? Because we're not the ones hiding everything, are we?
Well, and to even do the whole, it shows you who you are. These people claim they care about victims. They care about freedom of speech. They care about the ability for people to have this as a job, right? All of these different things they say they care about. They come from the true crime sector or whatever sector. These are the things that they're passionate about. Well, they sit back and close their eyes and watch somebody lie repeatedly in court documents, align themselves with somebody for a personal vendetta who is a court litigated fraud, all to seek revenge.
And as my lovely friend stated, you have Craig over there saying lawyers is cheap. Lawyers is cheap.
Sure do.
Yes, I am 5 steps ahead, which is unfortunate that I have to feel this way too.
5? Bitch, you're a football field ahead. Stop that.
I kind of feel like I am a football, but I don't want to be too cocky in what I'm saying. Who's crying? I haven't heard anybody cry. I'm actually quite excited that she did this, because I know where I'm taking it. So I have nothing to cry about. Do I think I'm being legally targeted by Brittany? Absolutely. Am I crying over what she did? No. You know why? Because I know I stand on truth and law.
wait a second, somebody said you were crying?
Mm-hmm.
Only person crying is, never mind.
I
I'll see
know.
that later. I got you. It's going to be a
Not
rough.
crying.
Again, it goes back to the only person that has any power to make this stop is the calls from within the home. Stop trying to deflect it onto everybody else. You'll never be Jess. Find who you are. Become who you are. Stop trying to be Jess. It's creepy. It's weird. The obsession is never going to land. Find something that you care about and you're successful in, and get comfortable in your own freaking skin for once. You
And
don't
accept accountability for your own actions. They are not because of me and never will be because of me.
No, and the weird obsession of like, just because Granny is everything that you have not even remotely accomplished in your life,
And our opinions.
in my opinion,
Mhm.
oof, this is so retaliatory. It drives me fucking nuts. And
I feel it
here
is
again,
too.
I'm saying, well, it is. We know that. I've been covering her and detailing her since March 28th, 2024.
Oh, that's before the filing in
before.
PA.
Way before you and I had ever had a private conversation. And
Yeah.
that's another thing that can be proven. And even then, when I did start, Jess told me, you're going to bang your head against a wall.
Yep, sure did.
And she absolutely advised me, you're going to bang a head. Sure as shit. Soon as it was Jess's fault, Granny's fault. Nope. You're going to have to prove that. Prove it. You can't.
Yeah, the burden of proof is on the initiator. No one, at 45 months says we won't back down. Hope those beach legal fee donators are satisfied. I agree. I absolutely agree. Thank you, No One. Love you. And a screenshot by member of this channel states in chat, we girls made a pact. If she comes for one, she comes for all. I will stand by that. Who are the girls? I guess she'll have to fuck around and find out. Secondly, that was in regards, because contact matters, to our channels. We will stand up and defend each other if our channels go down. So don't forget, context is crucial, especially in a court filing. You can make that statement appear to be whatever you want it to appear to be, just like I can make Brittany nodding out every night on her stream appear to whatever I want it to appear to be, but there has to have context to back it. There's nothing wrong with that statement.
Not a single thing.
Not a single thing.
I have friendships, and also, we don't have to take this shit.
We don't have to be continuously be intimidated and wrongfully abused via these, legal avenues for what is protected under free speech. It's not right. So,
and it's also not being a pick-me to publicly acknowledge that I've been covering her repeatedly, mixed in with other things, but that me covering her, you should all be able to see very clearly, she's not trying to silence people talking about her. She's trying to silence Jess and a few others. It sounds like from her, I don't know who that is yet.
Well, she keeps saying that they're doing this because of the litigation in PA, and that is timeline
so
proven to be false. And it's infuriating. It's absolutely infuriating. You're trying to convince the internet that you're a victim of mine, and you're going to continuously put yourself in these legal filings where I do feel I will be successful, and you're not going to stop until you fucking get me off the internet. And it's not fair. Just stop. Just stop already. I mean, Jesus, golly. I wasn't speaking on you, but you sure were speaking on me quite a few times in the past few days.
You know what's crazy about that, though? Going back to that statement of that chatter and her trying to put that off on you. So we have her promoting or allowing it to be promoted on her panel, website developed to target somebody else. Oh, there's so many things here. There's so many different avenues. And no matter what, because Jess has been blamed for all of these things, every bit of our coverage. Ooh.
Right.
I love this position for you, truly. I do. I hate that you're in this. Don't get me my words twisted. But I love the position that you are in because the truth stands on your side.
Absolutely. Like Pristine said, even if that's why people are covering her, that's still not my responsibility. And I got proof that a few months ago, she said, what's Granny's watching think about this? What does nonsense think about this? You stand behind this? Why are you calling out my name? You're supposed to be terrified of me. Leave me the fuck alone.
I have a timeline of just that, demanding you and I to defend things since March of 2024, truly. Of her demanding nonsense. Granny, what are you going to say about this? I'm sorry. My give a fuck broke
Great.
a long time ago.
Thank you so much, Kathy. That was really sweet of you. Thank you. Thank you, Jesna, for telling me. Yeah, I was steps ahead because I knew, despite my non-participation, that she was blaming me for the end all be all. So I would have been shocked if I wasn't one of the people that she would hit with one of these, despite, totally being unnecessary, which is why she only has what she has in this. There's nothing even in here. There's no actual defamatory statements, no proof of harassment, no proof of cyber stalking, no proof of any of that. None of this is proof. None of this is provable because it doesn't fucking mean anything. None of it is even factual. And I'm fully prepared to fight that.
Well,
she's not. She's prepared to send it off to Team YouTube, according to Craig.
Girl, last night, nope.
They also claim they'll just go ahead and claim bankruptcy, which won't work either. They think they have legal knowledge. They think. Oh, I didn't see it, Pristine. Sorry.
It's just unreal. It's just fucking unreal.
Right. It's not my duty to speak up. She's an adult. I don't have to care what anybody's doing to her. And quite frankly, I don't. And that's okay to say. That's not defamatory. That's not harassment.
Why the hell would you or I or anyone else speak up and defend her when she continues to lie on us? No, I'm sorry. No.
It's ridiculous.
We continue to be blamed for CPS. None of us are behind the CPS calls. None of us are behind the wellness checks. Again,
which is why it's not in these documents. They're major things that she's accused of us. Why aren't they in these documents?
Oh.
Right, Dina. I'm not even barely live.
This is the Streisand effect because just this in itself, there is going to be more channels that fire up to talk about this. You know that because people are like, this is wild. Like this is going on right in front of our faces. You have no control over that. None of us are encouraging people, but people have a problem with this and want to speak up because she is weaponizing the court system for a personal retaliatory. Oof. Yep. She has just spun herself right into this.
She just said last night she owns all of us.
Right.
She owns all of us. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right, Lovey. And they're the ones that are contacting the FBI, the cyber unit, and all these other things because that's the incitement she has going forth. But again, if you're a supporter of Brittany's and you happen to be in the bushes today, I want you all to ask Brittany why this isn't stronger in evidence. If I've done all the things she has convinced you all I've done, why don't these legal President said in documents say that? Where is the CPS? Where is the trafficking of the children, the Kiwi farms, the wellness checks, the driving past their house, the incitement? Where is all of that? Why don't these papers say that? Because it's not happening. Open up your eyes and ears. It's not happening. And most importantly, ask yourself why Brittany continues to speak on somebody she claims to be terrified of. I avoid people that speak on me, and I most certainly would never poke at somebody I claim to be so terrified of, somebody I'm afraid and can't sleep over. I would never poke at them.
After that statement right there, I'm terrified. I'm so scared for my life. Insert clip. I'm not afraid of them. They don't scare me. I'm not scared of them. Insert clip of I called law enforcement and I were laughing about all of this. Insert clip of law enforcement is watching our house because it's such a serious matter. Meanwhile, I could go on and on and on. Keep going.
Right. Knocking on windows, drones, trail cams, emails, hacking of her emails, all those things. Right. That I want to harm her, that I want her unalived. None of that is mentioned in any of these documents.
I also
riddle yourselves why.
Really odd that she herself has weaponized traumatic situations in her life. No, I'll just say that. Never mind. She's weaponized her own trauma.
And no one has a good point. When I was scared, I went legal and won. Brittany, for years now, claims to be terrified of me. Has she ever sought out a protective order against me? Wait, her sub says she can because ChatGPT says you can. Can what? She can what? lose in litigation.
And she, in my opinion, I don't know the legal standing on it, but because we've got it that he's a character, he's involved in this, he's the one making threats. Can't he be tapped in now too as a
What, Craig?
Yeah.
Yeah, I throw him back in mine because he'll be involved going forth. Absolutely.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Oh, ChatGPT told her she can still talk on us. Of course she can. You have a freedom of speech. She can absolutely keep talking on us for sure. It just diminishes her C&D, and it doesn't look good in front of a judge, which we will be appearing before.
No, please keep talking. Please do whatever. Nobody over here has tried to cancel her channel or anything. You don't see her getting struck down. You don't see.
Matter of fact, people have said to me, send this to Teen YouTube. And I said, well, everybody has a right to make money on here. I'm not going to do that. But, you know, it's very interesting. Very interesting because
no, it's not just, it's a Friday. You remember when we talked about all these Fridays of what happens on Fridays?
Yeah, but I technically got mine on Thursday.
Okay, we can go with that. Never mind. I was going to say, goddamn, we're just canceling Fridays from now on.
I like Fridays because the market's open.
Well, I know. That's fun, but you find some cool things. Is that where those mini cow things were that you sent me? Was that the market?
Yes.
There's so much mini cow stuff coming out. Super cute.
They didn't actually send me a preservation letter. What they did right in the beginning is they said we were to preserve everything through Tony.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know who the they is. She says they in their post. That's why we are assuming that there's, but who knows? She talks about like everybody's a RICO group still as is. Hey, Beth. Jess is gone.
Am I here? I think I'm here.
There you are.
You had the paperwork, and she talked about, yeah, that's why I put that into the thing to let her attorney know. As recent of the date that I received this C&D, she was still speaking on me, which again is her constitutional right as well as mine. I'm not one of these delusional peoples like some of these plaintiffs. I think only they have a right to free speech. But yeah, last night didn't she claim she was to say they? Now she's saying they. I love that for her.
Oh, there's so much.
She can continue to speak, and I prefer she does because it's already going against punitive damages, a countersuit. Now, obviously, another course of action through this. BJ says she controls all of you and can make you talk about whatever she wants you to.
She did. She was reviewing me and said that she can control every single thing I do and what I talk about and how I talk about it. Yep, she did.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we good. I didn't get nothing though. Just Granny. Because she's obsessed.
Why are you so obsessed with me? I don't think so, Jay. I don't know. I'm sure people are getting them, but Jay's not home. You know.
I text my mail, and I'll even, if I get them and somebody comes to my door, I'll even post the video and we can have a whole whatever. They're not coming though. I'm going to hop down just so you can do whatever you're doing.
I got a comment here. And GW went and filed her own stuff. I don't know what Rhonda Smith is talking about.
Oh, Queen said she hasn't gotten anything either.
Queen hasn't gotten anything either. Huh.
Yeah, so far just Jess. All right, I'm going to hop down.
Me. Thank you for coming up.
Yeah, keep your head up. I'm really proud of you for how you're handling all this. I know it's got to be, I can't even imagine. And I'm sorry once again that you get blamed for all the shit I do, but I'm going to keep doing my shit. You know that. I'm a shithead, so. Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye. And there again, it doesn't even say where I quoted that. There's no those timestamp note. I don't even know where that was stated. And I know that it was out of context because I know I've actually said complete opposite, that nobody deserves to be a victim of domestic violence, including Brittany. I know I've made that statement. I knew that. No, I wouldn't say that. That's grossly misrepresented. Grossly misrepresented. But it is what it is, what these people do, and I expect no different. FedEx. My papers came via FedEx. So I sent mine back out today. And you guys saw my response, and that's pretty much what it is. I have nothing else to say regarding the matter other than I'm prepared, and I'll see you in court. I appreciate you all being here this morning. If you haven't, please consider hitting the thumbs up. I'm going to go take myself to my happy place, restock on my fruits and veggies so I don't end up being an overweight heifer eating gummy bears in the middle of the night, falling asleep, and, all the other things. So, yeah, I'm going to go get what I need for my household so I continue to take care of my children and cook them dinners and be healthy and get them up and for school and sleep at night and all the things we should do. All right, I got it. Let me copy link. But I do appreciate all of you being here. And thank you guys so much for the gifts and go, the Cash Apps and the PayPals. It means a lot. Listen, do I want to continue to be in all these litigations or threats of litigation? No, I never sought to be. It has been proven through the timeline, public words, and private conversations that I was not on At-Night's radar for this frivolous litigation in Pennsylvania, accusing me of RICO, until Brittany herself admittedly spoke to Nick and Tony that day, where she made them aware that they have jurisdiction over me, and she went back to her own moderator who put it out, where Brittany said they're going after Granny first because of jurisdiction. She admittedly stated that I was the first of their target because they had jurisdiction over me. It is proven that she is the reason I was thrown in litigation to begin with, which ultimately spun to the litigation again with Tony and now with Brittany. And all I can say is reverse uno, baby. Thank God I got an amazing attorney.